teams that just don't play well in the mornings, and Liquid is one of them. Another one is Spirit. So I actually think this might play a factor in today's performance.
At what point do you adjust, though? You know, like you have to be able to, as like an organization or a coach or something, tell your team like, okay, before this tournament for the next first 2 weeks, you're gonna wake up at X time, so that you're prepared to play at noon. Such an early time.
Fuck. They always wake up half an hour before the game, and without coffee, and they sit down. Okay, let's go.
And how does that work out for them?
Pretty badly.
You gotta treat it like a job. You can't just roll up 5 minutes before your call time and get makeup and assume everything will be okay.
Sounds like someone here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Энэ хоёр дээр тип байгаа даа байгаа ш. Зэ эргээд хэлээ. Өнөөдрийн 3 дахь матч. Нэг бүсийн хоёр хоорондоо толорч байгаа. Мартин андаан гэр нь төлхөө орж ирдэг болсон байх шүү. Баг өдөр. Андаан гаваад араас нь Мартин гарч.
I like that approach though. It's like if
Чиний мик сонсогдохгүй байна даа.
for their games, right? Like
За унтрацсан байж. Тэгтүүн
бол дүүмээ бол авдгаар авцсан. Энэ сүүлийн дандаа дүүм аваад байгаа шүү дээ.
За ижидэд тоглохдоо хэлсэн драфт аваад шууд ирж.
Драфт бол өөрсдөө байна. Драфтаас харахад бол мэдбүүн бол try hard хийж гал харагчин да.
Spirit Яатарыг морфлинг нэлээд өмнө урдаар оруулаад ирсэн гэх юм уу? Хоёр дээр морфлинг ороод ирсэн. Ингээд ороод ирэхээр бас гоё юм байл л дээ. Шууд орж ирэх баатруудаа контрлоод орж ирэхгүй бах магадлалтай болгочдөг.
Тий. Тэгээс морфч нь ер нь бол дүүмийг хараад арсан байна шүү дээ. First week-ээр андааг дараад морф өөрөө линк авдаг батар тэгэл болгож үтэнэл гэсэн байна да ятараа.
Yeah, but I'm just very surprised teams keep giving away Doom to Bat-UlziiAK. I feel like
Ember онцгад Pango авцсан. GBK Pango. Universal Batter, Morpheus, Morph бол Pango одоо тавих юм бол Surrender XP stats авчин.
No matter what goes wrong, they have the security of that Doom. But most teams just choose to
Морфлинг Medusa P-ийг гаргацсан. Нагаг бол гайгуугаа үлдээчихжээ. Нага TB2-ыг бол гайгуул гэж үзэж байгаа юм байна.
I mean, it's not just about the morphing. I think first pick right now, I feel like Undying first pick is pretty strong. Like I would actually take
дөрвөө одоо
in exchange for giving away the Doom.
мэдтэйгээд арах юм болоо. Лаар Pango-гийн эсрэг
Undying for me right now is probably the best position 5 hero.
Queen of Pain арч байгаа юм.
Position 5 hero that can have a huge impact in the team fights, and with the max decay, I feel Undying is that.
Ингээ харцсан болохоор мэдээж удалж байгаа юм байна.
is that in the past you just drag the wave against them, like you would cut and you
But
would
I
lane.
thought
I played it once today and somebody tried to do that to me and I just blood grenaded his ass.
Yeah, blood grenade. That's
Yeah.
right.
And then they can't cut the lane anymore and I was like,
Rubik.
Мира
And
Rubik.
also the twin gates allow for your support to also rotate in and come kill if the people are doing any wave shenanigans.
that's true.
Makes it a lot harder to claim. But I think that every team that's given away Doom to Bat-Boom has regretted it.
Ёо.
Like pure
Коллапсын царайг шээ.
right now. He only plays one
Мипошкагийн царайг харж инээд
We
нөө.
saw yesterday that he was put in a position where he had to pick a last pick LC into a terrible LC game. because
Лопс
that's how
хөдөлтийн
limited
даавас адилхан уу гэнэ.
I feel
Хөдөлгүй
like
байна тий.
taking out the Doom makes the gameplay versus Bat-Boom so much easier.
Дөрөв
But you
надад
can
окей.
rotate in the first phase and that
Найзуудынхаа эсрэг тоглож байгаа шүү дээ.
Oh, good. I was gonna say it might be a I know thy enemy situation. Where
See.
Дайтансэр авсан. Тэгээ морфлингийн эсрэг бас нэг глобалоор өдрөх жоохон тухгүйгээд идэг. Бараг морфлинг тоглож байгаа хүмүүс нэг глобалынхаа таймингийг пинглээд явчихд юм да.
Тэ би Spirit-ийн нэгт драфт ирнэх
Against the Doom.
дайчгүй юм байна.
Like overall in the best of 3.
Чи нөгөө авлаадгаа хоёр атар байгаа штэ. Toronto Tokyo-гийн Undying Disruptor гэдэг.
I think the first game is always like a
Тэрний Undying-ыг өөрсдөө төрүүлж аваад. За тэгээд Disruptor нь юу гэж ихний бейс дээр орж ирэх вэ? Тэгвэл нь хоёр дахь бейсийн эхний бан дээр Disruptor нь мандсан юм байна. Тэгэл бараг хүчээр шахах уу.
But Morph did one
Өөр чадах юу байна гэж гал Toronto Tokyo сайдсарсан юм шиг л харагч.
Morph is just unfair. This hero is just way too strong, you know. And you're a carry player, right? Whenever your team opens the draft with Undying, it just feels like you can pick anything
Yeah, absolutely. Any ranged hero.
Siamorpin айхаар баатраад.
Best with ranged heroes because you can harass and help him when he's trading. But the thing about Morphling that's even better about all the ranged heroes is he's super survivable. Him and Medusa are kind of on their own echelon right now because
Моки гарах юм болов. Бараг жуг моки гаргаад тоглож бас дээрээс нэгдээд.
Жуг бол амар л юм байна.
Medusa does get second phase banned out by Spirit along with Phantom Lancer and Disruptor. And now we're looking at, I'm assuming, an offlane pick for Spirit.
I want to talk a little bit about what
38 хүн subscribe орчвол 1000 subscribeтай боллоо доо YouTube. Facebook дээр ч гэсэн бүгдээрээ пэйжээ дагаарэ. Манай ээжигээ бүх юмыг харах боломжтой ш. Live stream явахаас гадна хэрэгтэй гэж бодсон юм аа бичлэг болгоод оруулдаг да.
Even sometimes win depending on which player is playing.
Wasn't it yesterday we saw same matchup? Lau played co-op against Pango and he didn't really win the lane.
Yeah, so I think picking Queen of Pain to win versus Pango lane isn't.
Siamokig бол ванцсан Spirit. Зөрөөд Blazekr вандж байна. 3-ын Blazekr.
You talked about the Rubik already, Winter, and why it's good.
Ийм сонин 3-ын Blazekr-ээс яагаад амхта.
To cover this doom, right?
Панга авч хараад юм нэг ийм Bladag бол бандаж таарчаад байгаа.
On top of it.
But the laning phase might be difficult for them depending on what Team Spirit goes for last. I feel like the overall first 4 picks, like having the Rubik and Undying,
Spirit-ийн сонголтсон Наагаг бандаж байгаа юм байна. Унтуулж байгаа дэс Tomb унгаачдаг Баатар.
Their heroes are really strong later when it comes to the team fight, but they need to get past the laning phase. And I feel like their heroes are really weak in the first couple of levels.
Бараг тайд орж ирэх юм болоо. Тайд ч дөм эсрэг бас дарагдаад байдаг. Эхний 4 Баатар эсрэг бол шууд унаадаа харагдахгүй л энэ да.
Айд батай.
Оо тийм биш үү. Colgate collapse.
So I feel like Pugna, especially being one of Save's specialty heroes, I think he's
Зядвлөөр юу.
Grandmaster tier on it, which is an insane thing to do by
Mars.
Акс мандчээ. За яг аруу дээрх ногтлол нэлийн өндөрлцөн доо битгүү.
Оо за бүги ороод ирсэн.
Oh, because Pugna sucks people off.
Spirit-ийн брүүд модер.
That's terrible. That was terrible.
Лопсын бүрүүд.
Тэ Spirit.
Лопс бүрүүдэр чинь тэг харагдаагүй дээ те.
Тэр нь лааваа. Тэгээ барыг босод багийн бүх л тоглогчнор бүрүүд. Атаж аваад эсвэл бандаад шүү дээ. Гейминг эсрэг бандж байгаа. LGD эсрэг бол бүр ялангуяа.
Аалцыг бол мастер нь устчих скил байхгүй л юм байна. Swash buckle оноох хэрэгтэй. Ааснуудын дээр.
Тэгээ одоо аалзнаас л өөрөө аимшигтай болцсон юм байлээ дээ. Аалзгалгүйгээр. Collapse-ийн бүрүүд тэгэл тоглочих байлгүй. Өчигдөр одоо C smile хүртэл хараг авдгүй хүн байж автсан явж байсан шүү дээ.
Teammate.
His game is over.
Яа техник юм. Spirit гээчүүд яад юм бол тоо.
Wilson Spirit дээр бол саналаа өгөхөөр л. Атимаг нэлен гэрээтэй. Дүүмтэй антимэж.
Like the last thing you want to do is have a carry that can't jungle or like.
Hey, hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. Let me try to think, okay?
Лейндээ бол зүтрнэстэй антич одоо бүрүүдтэй эсрэг цохилцохгүй.
Амгштэй хэцүүштэй юм. Бараг боломжгүй үстэй.
Тэгээ нэр Rubik-наас damage хасч нааж нас. Гэтэ Spirit шийддэг шүү. Тоглолтын үед анзаарчлахгүй. Collapse мэр хоёр ялахаар л энэ ялахгүй эсвэл үхээд байвал тэгэл цаад болчихно. Нэг юм болчихж л гэсэн үг шүү дээ. Тэгээ антимэж бол бүрүүтэй зогсохгүй л гэсэн.
And once you get the ags, you can't reflect the dagger anymore. It's like an AoE targeted. So this is a really weird pick to me, other than the fact that it matches up well against Morph. I don't understand.
Ryan, what do you think are the odds I'm joining you tonight to the airport?
He's joining me if they lose.
Hear me out. It's doable with the trialing. I actually think that
Vlad Rubik бол лаах л хэвээр доо.
it's not impossible. impossible.
But
Like,
that solves the laning phase.
65-35 Spirit right now, not like 90-10.
That solves the laning phase issue, but are you still confident in how anti-mage hard carries
Absolutely
the
not,
game?
Tsunami, but I'm trying to... I think that they know something that I don't. So I'm coming in with an open mind and an open heart.
That's really good. That was really wholesome.
Thank you, Ray.
You seemed like you're like very proud of how wholesome that was, and that's even more wholesome.
Kopangogээс kopны илүү.
Every time an FPS to come to their defense.
За дээр андаанг бас
Defeated team, need I remind you.
Marp-ыг бол зүгээр аваад явчих байлгүй.
They know what they're doing.
Гурван дэ энэ бол гоё л харагч байна. Spirit-ийн гурван дэ. Эхнээсээ зүгээр илүү аваад тоглох юм шиг харагч.
Incredibly bizarre drafts. They keep winning. But really, it's all about the series.
True.
But if it's about the game, well, this is going to be the shortest time in Sweden ever for winter. Now for game number 1 of Bat-Boom Team versus Team Spirit with Sunspan and Cinderin.
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen. Sunspan here with Cinderin. We have Spirit versus Bat-Boom, game number 1 of this best of 3. Cinderin, is winter going home?
I don't know. Okay, let me just quickly preface this. First of all, thank you, Effie, for keeping an open mind. I think that's very admirable. And I just want to say, this is not the first time that Bat-Boom has had us scratching our heads. We did so last night as well with their Legion pick. They won that game.
Yeah, true.
I'll believe it until I see it fail. That's my attitude towards
Завардын
Bat-Boom right now.
чигсэн
They're on some
башка.
good shit right now in this patch. They know some stuff. They know what to do.
Үүтэд
Юу мэддэг ч.
Absolutely.
Торонто да гейм битсэн.
I think that game yesterday, it
Ийм
looked like that
болов.
was going to be a really tough one for them, and they found a way. And I think
Ярик.
this game is, yeah, this
Хочин багийн анд дотор гоё мэдсэн байна Торонто так.
get to that Vanguard and we can stabilize.
Арити чизнийг
And ultimately,
Ярити
the
чизний?
goal is to beat Morphling, which is proving to be a challenge for a lot of teams right now. This
Чизний
hero is
Торонто Токиг юм битсэн чинь мөөдөд л гэсэн юм би.
It's one of the best matchups against Morph from a carry-to-carry perspective, and you also have the Doom. So they have some
Торонто
solutions
Токиг
for
шууд
the hero
мөөд.
potentially. But for me, more so that
За 2-2
this
руу.
draft, as much as they want to harp on the anti-mage and whatnot, the biggest surprise out of all of this draft, can you guess what that is?
What?
Торонто Токио өндөрлөгийн варда
I was going to play Brood.
шалгаж байгаа юм байна Сентрий зоож.
He
Probably.
despises this hero. He said in the last patch, he was like, I hope things get changed. I hope Brood gets nerfed. I don't like Brood. I want to play Blink Initiators. I want to fight. I don't like what this hero does to the game. And here we are. If you can't beat them, join them, as they say. And,
War.
Yeah, when you think
Swords.
of
again, so
when you think of collapse, it is Blink Initiators. That is definitely true. I
This
feel like
is
we
not
have
his
cast them
forte.
on Brood before, but yeah, it's certainly rare.
So I'm very curious to see how he's going to play in this game. First of all, his level of comfort on the hero. The guy is obviously incredibly talented. and
Торонто
should be able
Токио
to
хоёр
do
аваад
anything with a
гарцсан.
bit of practice, but this is
Маниакууд
definitely not a
хоёр
hero
авч
that's generally in
гартай
his
да.
wheelhouse, and that's also why Bat-Boom didn't ban it at all, because it's like Collapse is not going to
Тэгээ
play Brood
голдаар
early,
голд
and that makes it a
даар
little bit
бол гоё
of a
эхэлж
hard
гарч байна.
Bat-Boom were absolutely not
6
expecting
ластыг
this.
2
Their
динаа.
anti-mage might have had, they might have planned for something else, or they might be like, all right, despite there being a Brood, we're still going to go for what we were planning originally.
Yeah.
But very curious to see how the laning stage plays out for AM versus.
За
Brood.
3 үрэл бүр илүү гаргаад ирэх хэвээр Пангогээс рүү.
Tailored around in some respects against this morph, which continues to get through and continues to be kind of the.
Бот нэрж байгаа. Тэрүүлээд ботлоо
I
дутсан.
said Bloodseeker was the carry
За
of this
JVK ч бас
In
дуучж
this
байгаа юм
tournament,
байна.
at least, it's definitely changed to be Morphling, basically getting through every single time, which begs the question, are there better counters still in the game that people aren't picking? Like we discussed, Necro potentially, or AA. I mean, AA is one of those heroes that
Зядор Nightball нэг левелтэй байгаа. Цохиулаад унсан.
first blood will go to Mira, who dies shortly after. Either way.
За энэ хоёр халаад эхлэхээр
Happy with that exchange.
энэ Spirit зөв тоглож идэв да. Үнэн тоглолт тавьж. Урд нь body block Miposhka. Save-ийг бас унгаацсан. Save-тэй нь ялаад
So 3-1 Spirit.
offlane бас яаж байгаа.
Being relatively
Copy
rare
илүү
versus
байгаа.
Blood, but
Гурван лейн бол гуруулаад гоё
away
эхэлж.
from the Rubik is actually pretty meaningful in this lane. It is going to swing the power dynamic by quite a bit. But yeah, first blood, obviously, you're going to be very, very happy
2
with that.
int.
Yeah.
I feel like you're exaggerating.
What do you mean? One hero loses 2 damage, the other one gets 2.
Okay.
Lose some mana. We've talked
Spirit
about this.
throat,
We've talked about
so
this previously.
Spirit.
How 1 armor or 2 of a stat or something can change a lot. This
Одоо
time,
дөрөв
it
үү,
goes
те?
2 ways.
Yeah, but you
gain
made
and they
Төвдөөс
lose.
баригдан да надад.
It's pretty impactful in a lane like this to lose 2 attributes and give them to the other support. Not saying it's gonna, they're just gonna trash them now or whatever, but
the
like,
way you said it made it sound like they're going to trash them now.
you trade a kill for a kill.
Ой.
One was first blood and the other one was an int exchange. It's a relatively fair exchange, you know. Everybody shake hands.
Yep, that's fair.
The top lane is the bigger problem, I think, for Bet-Boom though, because that double kill that they just got for no
Ирээ
experience.
пауз апл бэлхэм рүү орно.
Doom is not going to pressure this guy. Yatoro is going to have a
Пауз апл бэлхэм рүү ороо.
Yeah.
And that's the bigger
Бусдаар
concern. Can Anti-Mage
Spirit
keep
рүүгээ л
up
орчих.
with what Yatoro is going to be bringing to the table?
Yep, and Yatoro almost certainly.
За доор Toronto Tokyo дахиад унаатсан.
Blood grenade pop there as Nightfall.
Дэмэж ч одоо Silence-ыг хамгаална гэж аахгүй.
But I'm sure Lincoln's will be picked up on the Morph at some point to counteract the Doom, which means he'll have to go Aghanim Scepter, and we've seen the Ags kind of be missed to some degree.
Яг хоо жоон худлаар өдөртөнчсөндөө Morph-ийг контрлдаг л гэж үздэг л дээ. Манаг болгоо шилжүүлэхгүй. Morph-ийг өөр манаг болгочвол алхад амархан болчдөг.
Гэтэ Morph-ыг контрлаад Aghanim авчихаа. Morph-ыг ер нь контролдог баатраад өөрөө бас Morph-тай контролж гад байдаг талаа. Гейм нь хэр явж байгаа бас багийн нөхдөс их хамаардаг.
Drow generally has a really good matchup against Morph, but she's just fallen extremely out of favor. She got nerfed really hard, which is also a bigger part of why the Morph has.
Энэ багийн тоглогчдыг хараад хахад дахиад бүр үнэхээр анзаарахгүй байгаад шүү. За дээр Foshka гонгацсан. Бумяар. Гол GPK тоныг үрчээд яваад байгаа юм байна. Харихаар л болж байгаа юм байна да.
Итгэл. Яа.
За тэрнээс нөмөд тэгэл лаар пушилж оруулаад зэрэгээ хүлч хөлгөөтэй. Харж байгааг нь мэдчихэж байгаа юм чинь.
Laurel as a result will absolutely get level 6 first. Question is if that's going to lead to a kill. He needs to find a way
Bot-lane repeated гэж байгаа юм байна.
Bottle refill will do some of the job. Still probably going to need to find a rune as well.
Nightfall тэгнэ тэр. Тэгэл Vanguard-д төгссөн харж байна Anti-Mage.
Even when he gets Vanguard it can be tricky, but until then it's particularly hard.
Well, he's not that far away. Only a couple hundred gold from the Vit booster to complete that is pure.
Vanguard-аас нэг 200 гол хийгээд.
Тэгээд наач хэлсэн дээ. Adaptive Strike хэрэгсэн. Нэг зөхиод Adaptive Strike дахиж нэг зөхиод яатраа гэлэг үзээсэн. За хүний аврахын тулд шот. Strength-ийн Adaptive-аас хэрэглээд төлөвчж байна.
Don't worry for Pure just yet because he died 5 times as Legion last night in 10 minutes.
True.
Юу хоёр авсан. Өөртөө нэг авсан. Шилжүүлдэг нэг л хэлтэй.
He's played other than Doom.
In his last 6 games I think he's played 5 Dooms. So yeah. Probably.
He's gotten some good practice at least. Maposhka gonna get gone on by save now, and he's gonna have to try to dodge a Nether Blast, which ain't happening.
That was nice that he didn't attack him there.
He's preventing
from finding a potential.
Яа шууд Sonic Wave-ийг л гүтэж штэ юм.
Toronto Tokyo төрөөд гүүхээр болсон.
So Laurel top 3 net worth. In fact, all 3 top 3 net worths in the game, all 3 top 3 net worths, that makes a lot of sense, are on Team Spirit's side. So off to a pretty damn good start.
Nightfall's going to stabilize now. He's going to keep Brood on 0 mana the whole time with his Vanguard, and that should be getting him nicely back into the game. It's more a matter of how the other lanes are going to do. The silver lining here for GPK and mid is that now that Sonic Wave is on cooldown, you have a little bit more freedom.
Late game Spirit талтай л харж байна надад.
Vanguard not taking nearly as much damage. And one thing to keep in mind for the offlane is you're going to see the
Doom-ын хулгайч нь late game-ийн Doom ч нэг өөрийгөө Doom-дэд ороод ирдэг. Тэрэн дээр Rubik-наас өргөө тавьчихна. Undying-ийн нөө Tomb руугаа хийдэг нэгаа.
Save was coddle and getting farm. Yeah, right? That was
definitely гуруулаа цохин штэ. Late-ийн kopч бас цохчин, бүрүү цохин. More байлнаас юм хасчихна. Панго одоо тавилахад панго нөрөө цаасалчихна. За шууд цохиж чиг жамаар колапс. Сайднсрыг өргөж тавиад цохихоорсон. Нэгийнх нь лайфстайл дуусчихсан болж байгаа мэнаа. 2000 net worth илүүтэй. Spirit шидхий удаа шиддэг. Гэтэ нэхнээсээ шидэд байгаа юм шиг харагддаг да. Mera collapse хоёр л очроддохгүй үхээд эхэлдэг дээ.
And Mira kind of has the
Өмнө үтсэн тоглолтоор бол 9 пандас шиг нэг тоглолтын дундаа шууд солигдоод байгаа юм анзаарагдаагүй. За шууд роллертэй дайрцсан. Blink out хийсэн байгаад stick charge, rain drop тэмээ.
Well,
rolling thunder down for 70 seconds.
that sure was an ulti.
Just testing to make sure.
Антимэж яг үндэ лейт гараад антимэж өөрөө хог болдог батар шүү дээ. Лейт дээр бүр яг ультра лейт дээр антимэж хогон хойцдог шүү дээ.
За бүрөөт 6 өрөө заваардаг нь эхэллээ дээ.
Yeah, and I wonder if this lane is going the way Nightfall was expecting.
Жашуу дайрцсан. Оо хамгаалах гэсэн сайленсерлоонаас дайрч чинь погна бууж байгаа юм байна. Mana void damage хүрээгүй. Спиритийн зүгээс ирээд Sonic Wave-ийг Darland Magic үзсэн. Погнаг нь бас огч юм байна. DK гээд погнаг нь гүйцэцээ.
3 хүнийг хурж ирээ шүүрчлээ дээ. Хамгаалах гэж хоёр портоо нийлүүлээд тимэжиг өөрийг алсан. Дээрээс нь ингээд лаарл хүн шиг тоглоод ивэл дийлдэхгүй.
Дээр бас Morphic дүнд заарж юм шиг. Дараа attribute-тэй шахаад амжицсан. Fury-ийн дом жооноо item алддаг юм байна те. Чигтролыг carry-цсэн шүү дээ гэм.
Here's the thing, in other Bet-Boom games where we've been like, do we really understand the draft or whatever? There's been like one or at the very minimum one core to lean on, right? In this game, all three are having a tough time, and
Nightfall,
who has been hard carrying some of the games with, for example, his Morphling, he is just not in range.
Очирсумээс. Hello очирсумээ. Таньшилгээс нь баярлаа. Зяруудад ясан бол GPK дахиад хүмүүргэж чадаагүй. Зөрөөд Мифашка Том зоосон. Мера дээр Swashback алдсан GPK. Өөрийг нь өргөө тавьсан байгаа. Мера хангалттай олон stick charge-тэй байжээ. GPK Swashback онох хэрэгтэй. Онсонгүй. Балдар.
My goodness, this is the worst start we've seen from Bet-Boom in this group stage too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it's always, I mean, we haven't really talked about this, but it's interesting to see these two teams play against each other compared to a lot of the global competition.
Door collapse-ийн тарт гоё байгаа. Ятро мөн адил. Оо, саал очиж чам уу. Адмэж бүрүүдэд саалууд болоод байвал. Яах юм бэ? Юу лейти яриа байгаа мó.
Уг нь мангарттай байсан. Энэ тимэжийг тэгэл тохиол алчих.
Well, that is death number 3 now for the AM, Mr. Nightfall.
I can't believe
Өстэй дүүм вангард авсан медаль шивдэлсэн. Шууд ихний гайтмаар. Линкэн гаргаж ирээд тоглолцсон гэж байгаа да.
just as much of the benefit of the doubt, to be honest. So I can't just throw her under the bus like
very
that.
Exciting chase down onto Nightfall there. He just wasn't able to blink.
Hear
me out.
Дүнтэй багаж идэх. Айл нь турт дээр үл болсон байдаг.
Epic moments with any hero. When's the last time you saw an epic brood moment?
6000 турт илүү.
Split pushing.
Харпун бүр маш их гарч ирэх юм дээ.
The hero
Nightfall хааж ятсан юм хэцүүхэн л яваад байгаа юм байна. Арс бүрүүдийн эсрэг бол пангого тавьсан. Пангог нь бас дарж байгаа юм байна да головс.
Лапсын бүрүүд гэж байдаг үжээ.
Байхаар барахгүй юм шүү головс юм.
Who is the top net worth on Bet-Boom? I mean, him, Nightfall, their farm is.
Камера ант мич билинг уулгаалцсан. Билингтэй жорж ирэл. Тронто тавкыг амсч гаргаж байна.
I mean, they're just dying in every lane. It's 12-3. Pure will
Yeah, dude.
get
Save байгаа. Daar дээр swashback-ны damage орсон. Аяатроо гэнэ найлах гэж оролдох байсан да. Зөрүүд бас save-ийг унгааж байгаа юм байна. Хашаа зогссон.
Нэг батрлага тийм тасчт юм уу те?
Тийм шүү дээ.
favor going to Bet-Boom, especially if Pure can live. But even if he doesn't, it's worth.
Оо за дефьюзэлтэй банго энэ ч аюул тариад юм да. Манаг бол театроо. За роллийнхаа станыг бол гаргацсан. Голбо сайленс ямар ч манаг болсон. Morphling. Тултан шахчихжээ. За авалгаас роо зөрж орж ирээд дүүм дээр даймаж, хангалттай даймаж, фейдболтой гээд мераг үзсэн. Бошка нэг дикэрлээд амин өгсөн чинь
Аарл ороод ирсэн
байна.
But Bet-Boom is going to be pretty damn happy. Yeah. Exchange of things here.
Under these circumstances, this is about the best you can hope for. Killing Morphling is massive.
Яа энэ чинь
Сая бол Nightfall ашигтай юм. Айлгын carry зүгээр ч нодсон. Өөрөө фармлж байсан.
He's starting to work on a Battle Fury at 13 minutes. So that one's not coming out before 20 probably. What we're seeing here, that steal obviously on the, as you call it, rolling cube from Mira. This is a really good global silence. If Mira would have rolling thundered instantly there, I actually think Yotaro lives, because he could have got it off after the spell steal came in, before the global came out. But I think he was hoping to bait them a little bit further and get a really good angle, but then the global from Toronto Tokyo really...
Yeah, дефьюзэлтэй банго одоо хэсэг бас. Божигнуулахад л юмасаа GPK дээр ирээд Morphic ургаацсан. Тогнаанаас манаг нь хилдэж өгöd байгаа.
Rubik нь roll авсан болохоор хэсэгтээ намжих юм болов. Roll Rubik лөө байлтахгүй. Өөрийнх нь багийн мэдтэй адилхан импакт гаргаад ирэн шууд.
This is getting changed soon. Let's not develop good habits. It would be a waste. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anti-mage Fury яах гэж утгаараа гэж байна.
Harpoon-ыг үзсэн collapse. Дараачаад манта дараад collapse гарах чинь. За stats нэмж очроос damage нас нэмэх чинь.
Yeah, you can buy yourself 3 seconds and then die after.
There's a polluted silencer харагдаад тэгээд.
Sure, you can get away, but in every single fight if collapse flanks the supports, they're just screwed. Silencer in particular is atrocious in this matchup. He's bad in against everything Brood does. Global isn't good against this hero. You're not good against him in the game. So
Дээлийн таврыг унгаач нэг ч байгаа юм байна. Level 2 хамгаалаад хүмүүс бууж ирээд байна л да.
It's just nice to get out of the way. It's very easy, low commitment. Kills him in like 3 seconds.
Оо яг энэ зогсохоор чи бүрүүд амар юм биш үү? Хоёр Asian-ийн уулт. Asian camping уулт.
Нэг Asian-ийн маарлаад.
Үчээс айлгын carrier Asian-тэй авахгүй юм байна.
Yep, Crimson is online though for Pure. But that's kind of it.
Оо Crimson guard гаргаад ирсэн.
Yotaro already has because he's just farming so well at the moment. And that basically means that you
Ихэн гарцсан юм биш үү? 15 дээр.
Well, you could take the zapping creep, I suppose.
Доор Бошка.
Roll доод.
Болохоор шийдсэн Мера.
He's going to steal shield crash after using the rolling thunder to get away. Yeah. Well, perhaps didn't want to get doomed, although I feel like you kind of want to get doomed. Yeah, that would have been okay.
Яа доор бүшилчлээ. Антмиштэй спейс гаргая гэсэн юм уу да битфо. Доор бүшиж анхаарлын татаж доор болж ирвэл ачир цаад байлтах гээд байгаа л таа.
Агуу carry бүрүүдээ бодлоо гоё юм уу? Юу ч гэсэн цохиж явж чадна гэж. Энэ датах явж цохиж чадна.
Багууд гэхдээ carry бүрүүд дарцсан уу? IC-л нэг дарах шиг болсон даа.
And it's not like I'm not saying individual performance he really dropped the ball in this. It's just the worst conditions he's had. So Team Spirit have really
Бол амьд үж явах хэрэгтэй гэж ивэл харин бүр тэрийг чинь нэг чадна да.
Бridge бол мэд дээр бүрээ дарсан. Лав Галбаа жагаа атарчлаа да.
Тэрэг дээр 3 өгч мөгөө Toronto Tokyo.
Оо decrep нь мөрөө. Даадаг аваад амш.
Bet-Boom are occupying Spirit's triangle, but
Spirit.
out of this. Laurel, does he actually want to keep going? No. Has the illusions bottle, so can dispel something.
Nice to hold that against global silence. Can also use it against Doom if you're clutch.
Yeah.
Flashback diffused бариадсан Rubik-ийг Мера өргөөд жоохон өөрсөө олдсон. Мерагийн шууд Lotus Orb авч гаргаж байна. Голбо сайсаа гаргаж чинь. За дүүмийнхэн эсрэг бас гоё өгдөг да. Nightfall типчээсэн. Sonic Wave-ийг гүйцэтсэн. За доороос Spirit хөөгөд эхэлж байгаа юм байна. Save TP авдаг гараасаа.
Би драма авалт байна уу? Хангалттай лавчанда мөрүүдэн зөхөөл. Нөлөөр авч байгаа юм байна. Electrify-ыг бол
Погнагийн эсрэг бол number 1 item сонголт юм байна. Мандныхаа өмнө авах оруулчих юм тий.
юм байна.
За бас Crimson гарганаа. Nullify авснаар. Van-Goghийн shield crash байна.
I guess if it sounds like a dolphin, it's the sonar pulse. True.
Түүний зүгээс дөрвийн smoke авсан.
The sonar boom.
Боловсос шаардаа шууд худалдаад авсан юм байна.
Тийм байна. Нөө Silicon Ball нь үгүй штэ.
Нэг нь сайжир.
Өмнөх Silicon Ball нь AOE болдог байсан.
Бүрүүдийг унгаач болохоор л байр.
Мэдээд байна Godloves.
You would be proud of them. They smoked to get a lotus flower.
Okay, that's something. Yep. Maybe better get those bounties, but at least they have more than 2 this game.
Oh my god. That is insane.
14 runes.
What the hell?
That's basically every power rune. Bounties on top.
Юу нааг юм штэ би тооч.
14 runes on
14 руу насан Queen of Pain явж байна.
Now Collapse can come finish the tier 2.
Lead after rune, Power rune, Bounty rune ороод. Яг наарлыг бариад авчээ. Голбол бол дүүм хэвлээд нэмээ draw дэргэлцсэн. Биг унгаад чадсан.
Which technically isn't dead yet.
I mean,
Die Fury gehad.
When you're this starved and this controlled, you have to take what you can get and killing.
Тэтэсэн трөө гайгоога.
There is definitely a nice grab for them. There goes the tower.
Yeah, production was hovering over the shard for Brood, by the way, which he did purchase himself. Yep. Pretty cool one.
Нэг шийдэлтэй.
Makes it
Хангалттай илүү л харагдчих.
kind of a cool design.
Spirit бол эхнээсээ шидэж байгаа анзаарагдсан да. Яг дундаасаа шидэж байгаа юм. Миний лав анзаарснаар бол харагдаагүй. Шидвэр шууд эхнээсээ л мэра Collapse-аар шууд эхэлдэг юм. Дэнэс.
So when you're going off like muscle memory or you're feeling about, okay, can I actually win this trade as anti-mage or whatever? And Brute just keeps healing more and more.
Одоо голбол дүүн байхгүй гэдэг аюулгүй штэ Team Spirit.
And
Тийм хийсэн ч болно. Өөртөө илдээ төөсөн ч болно.
And it is a universal hero, so these stat items will be kind of crazy with the shard. I assume. Am I wrong on this?
Харин нэг wisdom рүү ч байгаа. Айлынхаа wisdom рүү дайрлж явах юм бол anti-mage farmж явахдаа mana void хийж байгаа юм байна. Илүү хурдан farmлахын тулд
Mana void to Rubik.
Мана void гайхаж байгаа юм байна.
It's like, why the hell is that?
бидний авалтаа гэж бодчихсон Rubik. За wisdom-ийг аваад бас tormentor-ыг авчиж байгаа юм байна. Spirit. Мера шарт болсон. Маш чухал шарт байгаа.
Telekinesis for
20 минут нэр хангалттай илүү гараад ирсэн л байна да.
Урмаар Bat-UlziiAK авсан.
has to be a formality at this point, right?
Манта Bat-UlziiAK юм.
You just go for it.
Зүгээр шууд баатарлаа юм байна. Антин орж ирээ зохиход бол манагаа тэгэж дураар нь хасуулахгүй л гэж юм да.
You know, anti-mage.
Шоунаас глобал эсрэг тоглож байгаа. Манта
Is it 10 minutes?
байхаар ятараа бүр BKB шивтэлсэн байх юм. Манта авахгүй гэдэг.
At that point. The Manta.
I just don't see it.
Бараг дүүм ороод ирэхээр нь цохилт зогсъё гэдэг юм аа.
Mana void the Queen of Pain, but I think that's pretty much the most
Yeah,
contribution you can hope for our Nightfall right now.
Well, if you get a Doom
Ролн дээр харин BKB нэг гоё л доо.
kind of secured mana void, but
Yeah.
you have to be set up by somebody.
I'm definitely not saying that he should stay.
Бошка Glimmer Cape-г үзсэн. Мерагийн үед глобал сайзаас гарчих юм байна.
Considering the game state.
Өөрөө Lotus Orb-тай за дөрвийн smoke тавих гэдэг юм да.
Gonna be hard, and I get that.
Өөртөөхөө tormentor-ыг аваагүй байгаа.
How would they meet those
А
conditions
Wisdom-аас
with the amount of
аваагүй юм байна.
information they're playing up against? There's always going to be a Bruce
Тэр хооронд Collapse дээр farmлж чад Nullify-ыг гарч байгаа.
They're going to be playing with
За
vision.
багийнхантай нийлэхээр болсон.
Higher rest of this game until they find some big team fight.
Тавуулаас
They
махарч
can't
байна.
win a 5v5 realistically speaking.
Шууд
So you
хүн
have to try to
олдохгүй бол
find, like,
роогоо
some sort of
зогчих гэж
hints
байгаа
around
болов.
the map with Doom,
Өдрийн
maybe
цаг
roll
байгаа.
that into something.
Элиферас
For now, they're
амар
gonna
ярхан
do
болцсон.
Aegis because there is no way in hell Bat-Boom come and contest this. It's just not.
Тэр бол матагны юм тусалахгүй шууд ороод зодтолт дийлгэж байгаа юм байна л да.
Is the fact that Mr.
Яараад
Collins has
контест
not
авахгүй
only
нэ.
the harpoon, but
Том
the
зааж
nullifier.
зохиод гисэн.
Yeah, he will basically just hard counter pug that in any decoy.
250, 258, 264, 71, 77, 83, 300 damage. Дуус хүртэл 300 damage-ийг өгч шүү. 300 нэмэх 300 damage-тэй бол болж байна.
Бүгий яа.
It doesn't seem that good compared to a lot of the lamps that we've seen.
Сая Рошаны last hit-ийг андаан тогтсон уу?
Because I can see them doing it once.
Тийм үү?
And that one kill involves Doom. I think without it, they don't kill him, right? I mean, I guess
За
there's
ийдтэй
өгдөг үстэй.
you don't have Manta.
шууд high ground өсөлт явах гээд байгаа юм байна.
I'm pretty sure
GPK-д агнивтай бас агнивтай хангаж байгаа.
Yep, we're going for it. What are you guys going to do about it?
Төвг болдог доо.
They're going to poke the high ground.
Nice disarm. That will delay things a bit. But
За blast-ыг олгацсан мира. Tower дээр damage ийн.
He does have Aghanim Scepter and just about to hit level 15. He really needs
Backdoor protection орчиж байгаа юм байна.
The insatiable hunger right as backdoor protection.
It happens.
That was awkward.
All right, this wave should give him 15, so that's going to be a
За тэрийг нэг харпун дээр 0.0-даал унгаачин да. Save-ийг ойртохтно.
Is Crimson?
Tombo заасан high ground division harж байгаа.
Oh, they have Nether Blast again.
Oh yeah.
That is
is
so good on that
true.
Rubik.
Lotus supply to
Look
Yatoro.
at that damage.
Рубик
They might just have to give this up.
пластик бол ашиглаж
Nightfall
байна.
still farming is starting to back away now.
Нитр пласт.
He's just going to push the waves. Yeah, the backdoor
За
protection.
Роло эртэрхлэхээр тэгээд харагдсан л да. Бидний даагертэй байсан. Ролож ороод гүйцэж чадаагүй морф дээр гэмэр кейп. За эйдсийн бол унгаасан. Одоо тэгтээ яаж унгаа? Одоо боломжгүй үст.
Дүүхэн дүүн байгаа.
Тэгтээ одоо ятар. Застан орсон шахаад амжиж байгаа
Үй
байна.
дүүн хийхгүй мүү?
Өөрөө нөлөөлсөн фьюр гарах орлого. Сонихгүй хийсэн бол damage хүрээгүй. За үнгүүр акс авсан спирит цаашаа байдах шаардлагагүй дээ. Үнгүү гэж нэг эйжсийн үнэтэй акс авсан.
They might have actually been able to kill the Morph if Nightfall TP back there. I think there was potentially a world where that was possible because they executed the first kill with Global very well. Like we theorized that that could be a possibility and it did work out. So, I mean, kudos to Bat-Boom for a decent hold. I say that as they lose their barracks, but honestly, that could have been way worse. So, question is if they're buying enough time. Like, Antimage is obviously starting to recover. He is closing the gap because he's just non-stop farming while the enemy team is pushing.
Сайднсрын сетийг бол мэдгүй байна. Бичрэн сет мэт.
Сайднсэр дүнтийн цөөхөн дөө.
Цөөхөн үү?
Like you said, the game is going so poorly that that seemed okay for them somehow.
And I actually think the only reason they lost the barracks was the stolen Nether Blast. I think they would have kept them without it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it is kind of a.
Can we see the
I guess
tower
you can
damage?
life
Actually,
drain
or the building damage. I feel like Rubik did a lot of building damage in this game. Look at that. That's a Rubik.
Yeah.
Out of this is probably like 90% Nether Blast, right? Out of those 3K.
Nightfall just farming under the nose of Miposhka. Yeah, Team Spirit, very methodical approach. We'll be pushing the top lane. There's still the tier 2 tower there.
За доотлын цөмөлдсөн байгаа Spirit. Одоо ятрагийн BKB хүлээж аваад.
That is a pretty
Дэйжсгүй өгсөх юм нас жоохон эрсдэлч юм уу? Андаа ингээ шаардтай болгочулаад гайгүй. Панго тэгээд ролт дороод иртэн том зоогоод шууд том руу гайчин. Рубикийн шаардлага болохоор бас гайгүй ч юм уу. Morph BKB-тэй байгаад бол шууд өсөж юм. Нэг ролдод ороод иртэн хүнээ аваад шидэл тэгэл зөрөөд BKB дарчих шүү дээ. Яа, дээдлийн тэр хоёрын цохоод ургацсан. GPK шууд өсрөөд ороод ирсэн байгаа. Rubik-ийн save байсангүй. Яуны илүүтэй. Boom.
Nice pick off from Bet-Boom as Nightfall has joined the fight. And when that happens, you get a core kill.
Collapse-ыг болгоачлаа. Rubik skill болгосон чинь Centaurus та болгосон.
It never was. It was just always going to be very hard. But step by step, close that gap, find the openings, and that's definitely something that
Тэмцээнд явхад уу гээ зүгээр тэмцээнд явхад
means of initiation are pretty damn good.
тэр чин сэтэ зараад шээ юу хайтмаар бэлтдэг байсан. Тэр нэг $1000 хайтмаа зараад өөртөө гаргад тэмцээнд явхад өөртөөс зардал гараад. Адруу явчихсан шүү дээ.
Lotus Orb doesn't help him here at all. And Manta will clean that up.
Yep, Pure still doesn't have
Шидэлт явсан. Шидэлт муу юм уу саяхан бол байж болно шүү дээ. Брүүд модер л орж ирээд унгаасан. Rubik нь аврах гэж бол оролдож байсан. За өөртөө термотрыг унгаацсан. Лаарлын шаард ирж явах юм. Лаар ландаанг 2 гэмбэл дад. Лаар шаард авчээ.
Бүхэн шаарч гоё л доо.
Silence.
I also don't know if he has to doom the morph. I actually don't think that's a requirement. I think dooming Queen of Pain is really good.
Yeah, true.
I think dooming Brood can also be solid.
Рош харахад 1 минут. Шээ 2 минутын дараа дахиад рош сонгогдох юм байна.
Yeah, when expecting to see for the graph right now for Bet-Boom is actually 31%.
Spirit-ийн зүгээс доош шиглээд ирсэн. Дахиад роллер хэлэх гээд дэмжихийг вардан дээр харж байгаа. За сэтэрхий хүмүүсээс холдоод яваад орчвол мөргсөн ч гэсэн гүйцэхгүй байх магадaltaй. Ятараг урд орлаа. Хойноос нь Rubik аварчна гэж тооцож байгаа. За шууд дүүмдэж магадгүй Lotus орбогдсон бас. Абислэг үзээсэн минь антимэж. Spirit-д бол хүлээх айтемтай байна да. Collapse BKB төгцсөн байгаа.
But the thing I really like about Bet-Boom in this game, win or lose, a lot of these other teams that are down at that point, they force a fight, they die and they lose. This one, we know what our power spikes are. Let's play to them, even if it costs us a barracks basically for free.
Yeah, they have a good
just stick to the plan.
They have a good game understanding for sure. I definitely agree. I think a lot of teams fall in a trap in this game maybe and just drop the ball, but
look at that.
And it's also
2 minutes faster than average.
It's also
his start.
It's not only that they dodged the fight that they did, it's also that they got the kills that they could.
Yeah, лаар л юу ч кайсанжо. Бас BKB авсан байна. 3 кор энэ гуруулаад BKB гаргах нь дээ. Пангог эсрэг тоглож байгаа ролонд ороод иж болохгүй. За шууд тэр аяараа даймаж гиндээ ятараа. Манта ядраа зүгээр. Монгоны гарцлагч.
Numbers change just when you say it.
Антимэш тэг physical damage-ыг өөрөө тестдэг батраа биш л дээ тий.
I think Bet-Boom are one team fight away from being ahead in this game though.
Хэдий абилтэй байсан ч гэсэн яг л. Өмцөн цохиулдаг л да.
I have really high hopes for them to win this game at that point because
it's a long Roche.
Yep, look at that.
Ooh, max time гараа гаргасан Roche. 3 минут сонгогдсон.
The funny thing is you fight here.
Boom.
One team gets decimated. They'll have another.
Нэлээд зоохон дээ. Spirit smoke-ын задарсан. Дүү маашаа типэдэ гараасан.
Yeah, that's a lot of spiders. That makes a lot of noise.
Played the gate sound for every spider line.
I guess so.
Oh my god.
За vision татал даалуулаад байгаа би. Boom. 0-5 smoke.
They found a way.
You always. Don't worry.
Хаагур тойрчлаа да. Талаас олоод тасан. Өндөрлөгийн дагуу Spirit-д байгаа. Зараа гарцсан л гэж бодож байгаа шүү дээ. Шуулаар зүрхсэн BKB дараа дамжсан Lotus дарцсан учраас дүүмдэж чадахгүй. За Global Silence андагийн том зоолохгүй унгаачлаа. Бүрүүд BKB дараа дамжсан. Ятараа BKB дараа зохиод гисэн. Дүүм рүү үсрээд. Sonic Wave харахгүй байгаа даа. Silence-ийн buyback орж ирсэн. Hoop Stomp. За Pure бол онж байгаа байна. Save юм гал баригдаад. Nullified болсон. Тэжээ Мера өгдөд байгаа. Мера Tilkrin сэргүүл уг нь өөрийгөө шидчихсэн даач. Онцлаа да.
Doom wanted to
За 3-2-ийн Spirit-ийн илүү дай.
Indeed he does.
Silencer-ийн buyback орж ирсэн.
Quap at that exact moment and she gets doomed. This
За
whole
Russian
fight
бол
is
гарах
very
болоогүй
favored,
болоо.
I think, so nicely done there by Spirit to protect Laurel and get a nice payout with that Doom kill. Now they can reap their grand reward of looking at Roshan's home for a minute.
Yeah, well, the good news for them is that when it does come
Yeah,
out,
they
it will
not
still be on
Roshan.
this- well, I guess maybe that's Bat-Boom favored. It
Yeah,
will still be on this side.
To be fair, BKBтэй.
So Bet-Boom will have plenty of time to reset, but what cooldowns will not be available?
See this Lotus here. Laurel, Pure really wants to doom him, but he doesn't want to take the return doom, obviously, and then he ends up dooming the Brood, which...
Андаа ингээд гаж юм унсан хүн тоос одоо тэр жимийг авцсан уу гэж.
He's used insatiable hunger and BKB, so
Нэрээ тийш андаан жинтэйс шүү дээ.
thrown away, and this fight's over. So
Нэг дахиад шууд наашаа хөдөлсөн юм байна.
they trade off the doom.
Андаа ингээд дахиахаа за коллапс ч авчиж.
За Russian-ны fight round 2 явах нэ. Дахиад смоксон бит бум. Warden дээр collapse-ыг харсан. Abyssal
And
BKB дарж амжаад collapse. Зөрөөд орог цохох юм уу? Life steal байгаа. Pango-гийн roll орж ирж байгаа.
GPK just gonna get right-clicked by Yotaro.
Мера
There's the man of void deletes
Мера шаардгүй. За Morphin дүүмтсэн.
the doom off as well.
Голбас хайсан. Lars Sonic Wave-ийг дүрнээ хамгаалж чадаагүй.
It's not gonna be enough to save Yotaro, who does end up falling. And now Mira will be able to steal Blink.
Ясаа өдөр
Three
үгч.
dead for Spirit, as now Bet-Boom, a second try. They're successful, which means
Юм
Roche
юм
is
байсан
down
л Mortar ирэлгүй л
there.
хөлч.
A lot of that is just based on the RNG of when Roche spawns. but
Өргөө чидтэн байсан. Glimmer Cape байсан.
This is what mattered, right? I feel like they're ahead in the game now. They needed that one team fight win. It's a 3-0 fight. They get the Roche. They're going to get Aegis and Cheese going into the next one. Antimage is going to finish a Butterfly. They have, again, as we've talked about with Bet-Boom, you might be a bit confused about their draft,
Баатарлаа
you might
дэ
be
Америкийн
confused about
Monkey-г.
but their game sense and understanding of
Илүү
what
болсон
to
Bet-Boom.
dodge is, I feel like it's more or less only matched by PSG in this tournament so far. Just really, really good awareness of timings and of limitations. Which it's kind of funny to say because I feel like that's always been Bet-Boom's Achilles heel, right?
Yeah.
Is knowing their limits. But in this tournament, at least in Group Stage 2, they're showing some clear improvement on that front, and that's very good news for their fans because Bet-Boom, whenever they've gone like somewhat deep in tournaments, they've run into some walls sometimes. This time around, it looks like they might just overcome that. If they
Сайн
get a win in
Antimage-ийн бас
this series,
Butterfly
it'll be
гарч байгаа.
4-0, and a very good spot to make the playoffs and be top 4 in this tournament, which is already
Ятрагийн
very
үед
comfortable.
Agnim Scepter аваагүй, Mantas аваагүй учраас Global дээр аргаад.
Top 4 would be
Энэ нь
Bet-Boom's
full
best
damage.
result all year.
Шууд өөрөөсөө damage гаргаад тоглож
I mean,
байгаа
there
юм.
was a lot of fanfare, right, when they were put together. It's kind of an all-star team. We've talked about it time and time again. Basically, 4 core players distributed into 3.
True.
A lot of carries as well. I have to change roles, but they're finding a way right now. But Team Spirit,
Номны дагаа ёо.
what do they need to do now? Because they were in the driver's seat. They still have that bottom set of racks. That's not going to grow back.
Yeah.
And they do have a Brood that can keep that pushed.
I think the
За ямар
biggest
ч
problem
ээжсний
for
давуу
the
дээр бол
Yotaro is the
Spirit.
confidence, 'cause I
Энэ
think
цаг
now
хугацаанд
the
зүгээр л
counters
өнгөрөх гэж
are
үзүүлгүй.
very
Бэлэгдэж
well.
ороод Abyssal Merag унгацсан.
Deletes Mira.
Easy kill. So the games that we've seen Morph dominate are games where the enemy team can't reliably force Morphling out of the fight when he engages, but in this case, if you want to waveform in with BKB on, you have to be Lotus so that Doom dooms himself, otherwise you just get doomed instantly. Antimage is going to blink Abyssal you, and when your BKB runs out, he's going to body you.
За андаангийн TP роллоо зогсоцсон. Нэг зохиод клик
Of all
үзсэн.
time, but GPK gets the job done.
Дээр
Both
шууд
of them
зохиод
still-
эхэлж байгаа юм байна
both
битбүм.
do have
Хүний
buyback
илүүтэй
as
хоёр
they're
спорт
now
байхгүй.
being poked a bit here by Nightfall. That's more than a poke, I
Time for
suppose.
Nightfall
Nimi
to
de
overtake
ичтэй
Rubik
яадаг.
on building damage.
That's right.
Yataro's going to turn into the Antimage here. Yataro, worth noting, playing without Ags.
Oh, interesting.
So Antimage has all his stats here.
Yep, as well, save.
За Collapse хойно орж ирээ. Save гүйцээсэн. Өөр ихтэй бааштуулаад байгаа. Sonic Wave даар зөрүүлсэн. Yataro.
You see Nightfall just continuing to hit buildings. Still with the Aegis, still with the cheese. Bat-Boom not feeling pressured at all.
Xerax тэнцсэн Nightfall. Age-тэй байсан учраас юунаас ч хайсангүй.
Range racks does survive, but who gives a shit?
And they lost nothing major. So you lose the Pugna there, but it cost the enemy team 2 BKBs. Both the Brood as well as the Morphling used theirs. You still have Aegis and Cheese in hand, and you did not expend Doom. So if you want to go for another move sometime soon, you can. I like this play.
За одоо агны маамрыг жоох юм. Ятараа.
It's pretty much the best thing that he can do here.
Yeah, that hit actually nothing. That's unfortunate for Laurel.
What the horse happens next?
That would have been a good clip. That's true.
Хаалын шидэ өргөцсөн хоос үлти дээр. Чин одоо тэгээд байж болох юм шүү дээ.
Yeah.
From Dota history, there's definitely been some absolutely hilarious misses and some insane hits sometimes.
Ялаарны дараачийн айтмын сонголт линк нэ. Abyss дуулахаас болгоомжилж байна. Бас дүүн байна.
Don't bring it back to there. Yeah. TI3 could have been a totally different beast. It actually looked like Orange were going to win that game.
Yeah, that was.
They were doing so well, and then they just tilted off the surface of the earth after that.
Rolling Thunder from GPK, but it's dodged. But the roll up coming back for the undying kill. And on Laurel. And with that, I think they're going to try to force a buyback. I don't know if they'll have time to actually push in this bot lane, so mid lane will likely be the choice.
Bad news. It looks like Winter will have to take the next flight.
Yep.
But maybe we get to keep BSJ then. So
yeah, can we get that all sorted out? Logistics team.
Well, we need a replacement for Winter, guys. So let's.
I mean, that just goes to show how well Bet-Boom played. I mean, it's not over yet, obviously. But even just being in this conversation.
Билэгдэж ороод Abyss нэрэг амсцсан.
Mira's dead. All three have
За
buyback from
гацсан
Spirit,
юм байна.
but Netherblast and the right clicks of
Даар дамжих болоогүй. Buyback байгаад додоо шийнэ гэж юу бах. Тэ 30 секунд. Хоёр талын дээр нэрагс алдсан. Доор тэр хоёр байгаа учраас мега олоохгүй.
Maybe they're both going to Malaysia together.
Oh, okay.
That'd be nice. I feel like the big winner in all of that is BSJ. I guess, you know, take a nice romantic vacation with Winter. I think that's something a lot of people aspire for.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's a taken man, but can't all have what we want.
Moment of silence for BSJ. Yeah, he does have the mana burn now, so he did.
Age нь бол ямар тааш дууссан.
From pure side.
I switched it up now. Oh, look at that building damage.
What's the all of a sudden? How long does it take to cast the mana burn from that creep? Do you know? Is it like? Does it have? It has a cast time,
it
right?
Does. I think. I mean, Doom has his base animation on every spell. I think, right? I think he does the same animation for more or less every spell that he steals. He needs to do that arm swing.
Yeah.
He does that when he war stomps. He does it when he mana burns. So I would assume it's the same. It's probably like half a second-ish or something. So you can definitely react if you're.
Half a second is an exaggeration. That's
За смоклол байдаг энэ Spirit.
Not sure.
0.35 maybe, Syndrome.
Okay. That's very precise for you.
That's right. Tier 2 tower taken out and now
Tier 4 айтмаар Mystrix Clock сонгоцсон юм байна. Magic Resistance-тэй бүр нэмсэн. 25 дээр бас орог нэмсэн юм шүү. За Doom-ыг хасаад гисэн. Boom. Лаар тусарч ороод. Ятороо стац хассан юм байна. Хассан юм байна. Антимэж болоод тавьчихсан. За билэгтэй төөгöd байгаа.
Nice catch from Spirit, but just as good escape from Bet-Boom to not lose any collateral there. But yeah, I like that a lot. Spirit, they recognize they have to go for some sort of moment of opportunity. They find the Doom and blast him immediately, but won't really lead to anything extra as now that Ag's completed on the morph. So
Aura бүрүүд ер нь тоглохоо байсан шүү. Universal баснаас ш бүрүүдүүд бол яг ийм билд нь хамаагүй дээр байгаа.
Both heroes turn into Ruben.
Well, do you think the debuff
Өөрөө хангалттай зөгтөг болсон л бүрүүд.
That's a good question. I don't think anything in the game interacts with more.
Okay.
I think they just put in a failsafe for all their programming efforts.
Хүмүүс Spirit-ийг шиддэг баг хэлсэн чинь яг л бүр хожигдож ийн гэж хүлээж авч чадахгүй байна те.
I mean that would be kind of that's a good
Яг өндө бүрүүдийг хамгаалж байгаа л антимэжийн тайм гараад ирлээ шүү дээ.
Well, they found
Брак хэндэё. Рагайд чинь нөгөө бадраас ихэл нөгөө айлынхаа корос ихэл килийн гэж байгаа да. 0.5 гэхээр 5-аар 9 килийг 0.5.5 гэж тооцсон. Тэгэл айлынх нь юутай их багыг л үзэн дээ.
Нэгээр илүү хэлсэн юм шиг 0.5 гэхээр.
Тэ ер нь яг адилхан килт байх юм бол тэр битээ аавна гэсэн үг. Нэгээр дутуу байх юм бол арай алдна. Яг адилхан л гэж болно.
What was the alternative? What else could they've got? The silencer one. I actually think they'd rather have the AM. The silencer one is not good.
Yeah, I mean both their supports have.
Ярошаа 2 минутын дараа гар. Одоо хоёр талаа алдсан спиритийн бас
Somewhat situational. But he does have Aether lens, I think.
төвөө хамгаалах хэрэгтэй байна да. Тэр хоёр лэнийг гаргах хэрэгтэй.
Better value now.
Очичхоор тэгээд Рошан гарах цаг нь бас төгсөөч бас спирит. Энэ хэсгийг хайж авахгүй байгаа даа. Лаар линк авчаасаа болоо текс авсан.
Refresher just grab for pure. He can very liberally just throw it.
За дахиад тулгарх нь дээ. Томбо зааж өгөх нь үү яах нь. Бошка өөртөө климер өгсөн. За сентрийн дээр байжээ. Мэрагийн үед бас татусаа дараад өөрийгөө авч чадсангүй. Мартин дөөмдөрсөн байна. Байг заа Мартин. Гэ.
Мөн гохмол болж чсэн да.
Энзэл явжалаа спирит.
But again, we talked about it throughout the game as they were turning the tides. Bet-Boom showing things they haven't really shown in other tournaments. I think one of their Achilles heels historically as
so unimpressed. I love
he's dead
this
inside.
guy's cameras.
Like, are you alive?
I mean,
Okay,
you'd think
just
this has
checking.
been a 20-minute pause. He's literally just everyone else around
Дэд бүрүүч утгагүй юм да. Дэд бүрүү дууган чиг цохилцоол зовхосч байна л доо.
This is amazing.
Энд тэгээ уусаа битбүүм л хамаагүй гүйцэтгэл сайнтай тоглолчлоо.
This is the mind of a competitor who's never satisfied.
Yeah.
He's probably like, okay guys, we won, but I
Нөгөө нэг том рууж ихдэг эсвэл Рубик нь өргөө тавны шийддэг мэддэг. Энэ бол ерөөсөө харагдсангүй шүү дээ энэ бол.
It's like that meme.
Юу гэх өнөө хоёр нь юу шихгүй юм бол бүр том бот заахгүй ч.
There's Pierre checking on him. Like, are you
Positioning уг нь бол кордо уртаа илүү оруулаад тоглоо.
actually?
Time to wipe the slate clean in
I
the
just need
background
to
as
get
well.
ready for game 2.
Бүгийг оруулна л да. Бүгийг оруулж гал бүгий дээрж бэтлээ.
It would be amazing to be a fly on the wall here with sound.
Голоод дарангуут нь
Please,
лотос таад өргөө түн шилжиж болно.
please don't touch my mouse. What are you doing? I hate you.
Битбүүмийн ардчдаг хэдэн хүн ажиллаад байна.
There might just be some PC things.
Хичнээн хүн сая.
Trying to help out.
Хичнээн хүн гарч ирээд байна сая. Бараг багийнхан гişүттэй адилхан тооны хүмүүс гарч ирээд.
Again and again and again. This
Баяр.
Nightfall шүү. Night Wolf биш.
that's a 1-0.
Nightfall.
Not quite yet, but if Spirit can't win,
Ball.
Yeah, true.
then
Nightfall тэгээд яг
gotta really bring it.
офлайнаас carry-л шилжсэн гэх юм уу? Гэтэ өмнө нь carry хийдэг л байсан л да. Hero pool гайгүй.
We're figuring it out
Сайн
right
штэ.
now, but one thing that I've figured out for sure is to never ever doubt
Boom.
these last picks out of Bet-Boom team.
Гэж байгаас зайл нь илүү гарангууд битбүүм нэсэл санаагаар нэг суугаад өгчих юм бол басан гүү шүү.
Maybe you need to put some scouts.
Болмол яг мапа контрол гэж оролцоороо гал.
Played professionally since.
Өрүүдийн тэр бүшилжсэн лэйнийг фанго нүгэл гаргаж ирж мэрэл.
Do you think this man?
I'm gonna get 0.
Тэгээ шууд яачлаа л да тий. Хоёр талаа баарамж байгаа манай анти улид тэр хангалттай илүү.
Энэ дан дээр айгуу сонио юу яатсан шүү дээ. Өмнө дайн болоод энэ чинь тэнд вартай гэдэг мэдсэн байсан шүү дээ тэр өндөрлөг дээр.
Tier 2 tournament.
Тэснэ бүрүүд нь шууд явж ороод.
Second one on the board. Famously, he had been avoiding playing Broodmother, and maybe now, whenever there's a universal hero, he can build it with his harpoon and stuff like that. It might be time. Maybe not. Maybe you keep it back.
Яттороо.
I don't blame Brood at all for that loss, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was more of a team loss than anything else.
Спирит утаа. Спирит testé сайн л байл шүү дээ хийрлээ.
Broodmother were even collapsed. The number one advocate for Brood destruction and removal from the patch is playing her now. She just feels like she's in a different
Нөө яг лейндээ иддэг л бүр лейнд явж утгагүй бол бигтэйсэн л да. Яг юм юу байхад бол яаж битлэх нь гоё л да. Яг лейндээ иддэг биг дээр шууд төрүүлж ороод лейндээ угаасаа ялаад нөгөө талынх нь нооц нэгсэн тодорхой тийшэн тэгээд
All right. So,
орчиж болох л доо. Идрийг тэгээд хэлий гэхээр спойлдох гээд байна өө.
it's okay. It's KLIA, Winter? Okay. So Arlanda to...
Яг нэг каст явж явахт нь спойлж орж ирэх гээд байна.
You guys can keep talking.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm booking his flight
So
right now.
if it even collapses.
Энд бол хангалттай ялчин. Тэгээд угаасаа нөгөөлийнх нь network нь илүү болоход аль нь ч утсан ашигтай байдаг. Тийг бол энэ дээр хангалттай хийчихлээ.
We're also having the same gripe backstage is that you're against anti-mage, high magic resistance, you're against Pango, magic resistance, and you're against Doom with a BKB and a Pugna. What do we need to do? We need to buy physical damage. So yes, the cores, Morphling Brood, they want to right-click a lot, but the supports, where are the drums? Where are the solar? What about like an Assault Cuirass on Quap? Where are the items?
I can put your wife as emergency contact.
Where are the items that click these guys down? Where are the items that in this game? Even if it's like maybe Collapse played Brood mechanically well that game, you can tell that Team Spirit's trying to adjust to a patch that they know is not familiar to them because they aren't utilizing the entire picture of their draft.
You're a resident, so you won't require proof of onward travel. I think there may be some complications for the length of your stay. You originally intended to be here for a week. It has turned into
less than a day.
36 hours. So
Найт бол ямар нэртэй байсан юм?
For right now, Winter.
Epileptic гэдэг.
Epic гэдэг нэртэй байсан юм.
Epileptic гэдэг чинь одоо таталт мат гэм үү? Epilepsy гэдэг чинь тэр epic гэдэг чинь яг тэр нэр нь бол биш юм уу те?
Fucking Morphling is buying some Daedalus. Can't you just buy eggs? I have no idea what they were doing in the bottom fight when the Morphling had A-Gates. They were going up the high ground. The Doom just blinked him without BKB and he got his spells off without the Rubik. I don't know where the Rubik was standing. He couldn't get a lift on him and they just lost the A-Gates.
Яа битбүү өнөөдөр ажиллах юм бол ямар ч хожигдлгүй хоёр дахь баг болохгүй байна. Ээлжидэд тэгээд таарна. Хоёул ямар ч хожигдлгүй баг маргааш тоглох гээд энэ да хэрвээ битбүү мөччихл.
I want to talk about what Bat-Boom did well because we talked a lot about Spirit, but I think Bat-Boom played a really good game because that was such a hard win to pull off. They managed to do it. I think a lot of teams wouldn't have managed to keep their composure in a situation like that, especially during that first siege by Spirit with the Aegis. After they got the Aegis on Morphling, they still had Doom up, and I feel like a lot of teams might have made the call to send Anti-Mage back and potentially try to kill the Morphling with the Doom, but no, I mean, Bat-Boom were ready to give up their entire base if it meant that Anti-Mage was going to hit his timings, and that just
Brood win rate Brood win rate ажиг л байгаа да. Асан багууд хожигдоод байгаа.
He's a great guy and all, but he's a support player. He's the guy that says, "Where is my carry? This guy's been farming all game."
LGD бол хожоод байгаа. EG өчтөр нэг аваад хожсон.
We were saying, Mira agreed. If he TB back, they probably lose that game. Because what happens is if you TB back to base there, then Team Spirit can kind of play like the shepherd to the sheep, where they just corral you in your base and never let you leave. It's almost impossible as these mobile heroes to get back out on the map. So the amount of farm that he got during the time that they siege, suddenly he's even with Morphling like 2 minutes later, and that's what allows him to get the Abyssal Blade, get the Lincoln Sphere eventually, so once Morph has the Ags, it doesn't matter anymore. So props up to
Одоо бафтерал бүр 45% рейт. Их тэгээд хүмүүс баг carry дээр биглээ хожигдоод байгаа бах төө.
And they've usually pretty damn good at taking that one fight that just seals the deal.
Yeah, they only needed that one fight, and props to Nightfall. He understood that he needed to give. I feel like even if you need to give 2 racks, it might have been still okay for them as long as the AM hits his timing.
I agree. I just think he had a really good understanding of the hero itself. Watching back the game, we were like, I was theory crafting some weird Trillian thing. Thankfully, they didn't do it, but I assume like the thought that they had with the Anti-Mage was just we'll buy Vanguard on it and we'll put it versus Brood. But we saw as that game progressed, even if you buy Vanguard versus Brood as an Anti-Mage, it's not going to work out. Like, you're going to get kicked out of the lane. But I think potentially they're going to reconsider that Anti-Mage pick because it put them in a difficult situation, and no team wants to be in that situation where you have to kind of do everything right to win. But they pulled it off, and I'm going to go back to the pure Doom. I think they got a couple of kills early on that really salvaged the game for them. Like, they were able to Doom Queen of Pain twice and cover it with the global and get the kills there. Like, before the Aegis fight happened and the siege happened, some skirmishes, they actually managed to get some kills off of it. Like, it wasn't terrible for them in the way that I thought it would. So I don't know, Bat-Boom are just very good at pressing buttons. Like they're a good button pressing team. They do the clicking very well.
I mean, aren't they the highest average MMR team?
They are.
There you go.
It shows in the gameplay. Winter, I'm gonna let you go double or nothing. It's the 1600 Swedish kroner flight. Let's see if game 2 you can turn things around. If we're booking this bad boy, stick around everyone for game number 2 of Bat-Boom versus Team Spirit.
Астр хожно гэж астр хожжилт бол байгаа шүү дээ мэдээж. Ижиж бас шиддэг үедээ шиддэг.
Гэхдээ саагийн баг яг try hard-аар явж байгаад нэг тэмцээн төрүүлчих гэж бодох байлгүй дээ. Саагийн баг баатар нь болно өстэй гэж. Цаад бол
We'll be right back. Харин тийм билээ. Яач чадсан аа.
For game number 2 of Bat-UlziiAK versus
Game number 2.
Where we have a chance for redemption on the line. Winter. Famously, you
Spirit хожигдвол тэгээ бараг шалгархааргүй болно штэ. Spirit ч 3 хожиг 2 хожигдсан маа. 3 хожигдах юм байна. За 2 дахь тоглолтын драфт хийсэн. Spirit first pick-тэй дахиад андаа ингэ байгаа.
I still have your flight up. It has not been booked quite yet. All the credentials are in. 1,200 euros to send your ass home in 12 hours.
I can't help them if they can't win that game, you know.
Андаа авахгүй махта битбүми маш сонирхолтой бан. DK ер нь бандагдахгүй байгаа баатрууд нэг. За погна гэлээд үтсэн байна Spirit. Save-ийн погна илүү гай олно гэж үзсэн. За погнага контрлаад дахиад сайнсаар дарсан. Midlane-д Ember дарж байгаа мэн битбүм. JPK-ийн Ember Spirit.
They first picked the Pogna. They think Pogna was the problem. They are the problem, not Pogna.
Яндаангийг бол тоохгүй шүү битбүм. Погнага контролж байгаа болохоор сайленсер нийлүүл гэж үзсэн байна.
I have no faith in.
За Ember эсрэг Larl. DK банддаг нь баг ийм өчтэй юм болов. Бүр төлөвлөсөн байсан байж таа. Ямар ч гэсэн Ember дарна гэд.
Okay. That was a hero that we did not see first round ban in either of the two games. It was second round ban last game.
За шууд дуузаа оруулж ирж байгаа юм байна. Яатаргийн дуузаа.
I feel like every time I see Medusa
дуузаагаа хамгаалаад анти бандаад. Дархсэр бандаад. Shadow юм бандахгүй гэж болох юм. Погнатаач.
There might buy Solar Crest, but other than that, I don't like any of the other team items because they don't work.
Тимэж ямар ч байсан гаргасан.
Crimson and stuff. It's fine if you go buff items, but not like.
Я түрүүний collapse-ийн бүүгийг нь гаргасан брууд.
Yeah, stuff like that, like drum solar, four staff,
glimmer cape.
Yeah, all these things are fine.
Actually, is glimmer useful?
Дуузаатай дархсэр.
Like targeted and it's like a core without detection or something like that.
And you also need to ban out.
Дархсэр гэсэн гайгүй гэж үзэх юм болов. Погна ялгаагүй illusion-ээс гарах чинь.
On the last game on it. And Bat-UlziiAK team ban out the Broodmother. Wow, collapse actually.
The illusion шууд устгах ч штэ погна бол шаардтай погна бол тэр аяар нь бүх юутэй хийтэй настаа шаардаац байгаа.
They ended up winning the game. They found themselves in a spot they did not want to be in. That was what Save was doing.
Dude, he was in something.
Did we have a better
answer? Каренуудын нэг жүгийг гаргасан.
Good reaction. I feel like when you know you win a game,
Бүүмийн зүгээс.
that is the face you have, you know.
За Ember хамгаалсан баг хийхгүй байна. Ганц DK бандсан байхад бол хангалттай гэж үзэж байна.
he was
Wasn't
real
personal.
Just like, dude, Winter just got the panel and I won.
DK бандсан байгаад л хангалттай. Эмбер бол өөр юунаас ч айхгүй л гэж.
That actually is exactly what he looked like.
More collapsed heroes get banned out.
Beastmaster ахгүй.
They take out the Beastmaster. Meanwhile,
Spirit-ийн зүгээс баан.
content targeting Nightfall. Take out the Juggernaut.
Слаар гаргацсан. Illusion-тэй баатруудаас юм пугна. Айхгүй л гэж үзэж байгаа юм байна. Бүх illusion-уудыг арилгачнаа л гэж байгаа юм байна.
Juggernaut's also one of the rising stars in this patch and can go head to head with her. And Slark, I mean, do I need to explain the Slark? But I like that Bat-Boom banned. You explain the Slark.
No, you gotta continue.
I like that Bat-Boom banned the Beastmaster because it's not a.
Эмбрич ч одоо яг мэдлэний баатраас нь айдгүй маа гэхэд silence гэдэг нөө scam байгаа шүү дээ.
We've seen so many teams run the Beastmaster versus Medusa, and it's just the lane. It doesn't do anything to her own lane. It's not good.
Yeah, and Beastmaster with Medusa on the same team is very scary.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing them go for Underlord or something. You can build damage mitigation items. Fine lane versus Medusa.
Yeah, it's very good against the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, I would.
You like it for both teams? Like you
I like it for Bat-Boom a lot more than Spirit, but yeah,
okay.
It can be for either team.
Oh, I actually liked it for the Medusa's team.
Okay, we're seeing an Underlord game. This guy's.
Хоёр дахь байсаа 3 дахь бан дээр нэлээд ботсон шүү. Мэдээний Monkey орж ирээд Ember-ийн дээлж магадгүй гэж утсан байна. Өөртөө тайд оруулаад ирсэн. Тайд эсрэг бол дуусаад авах шүү дээ. Ямар ч асуудалгүй л энэ.
You need to pair it with something on your team that will stack for you if you're type
Shadow Demon.
Shadow Demon looks
100% coming out on 8th pick.
Unless Spirits steal it for themselves.
No.
Тэгээ Spirit-ийн зүгээс орж ирэх баатар. Мэдлэний нь мэдэж байгаа. Дуузаагаа бол арай офлайн руу шилжихгүй байлгүй. Нэг контруудыг бантцсан юм чинь.
Wait, you're not even going back to the Netherlands, you're going straight to New York?
Yeah, straight back.
Back to the NA pubs?
Тэгэхээр Daartын баатар орж ирж болно.
Are you sure you want to bet on Team Spirit?
Alright, stop blaming my boys. They had a bad game. It happens.
No, it's just the Shadow Demon on 8th.
Bat-Boom had a good game. Bat-Boom had a
За аренаас гоё яж магадгүй те гоё сонголт.
Bat-Boom played really well.
Түрүү нээлж идэв шиг.
I was just saying they're gonna pick Shadow Demon. I'm not flaming Spirit. I got all my flame out of the way on the previous panel. We're good now.
3 дээр арена орж ирж болно.
Don't pick Shadow Demon, then I'll flame Bat-Boom.
No, it's a great Shadow Demon game, but Spirit might have to take it for themselves. Yeah, they
Я
have
Shadow Demon өөртөө авчиж байгаа юм дуусаад байгаа.
That's just absolutely ridiculous.
Дулаад илүүшнээ гаргач
You
чинь.
can make illusions of your own Medusa, and you can purge off the Flame Guard from Ember Spirit. You are going to have to build a Lotus Orb for yourself, though, playing versus Silencer. That's just how it needs to be played, so it's a little bit higher
За
expectation.
нэмээд харъя юу ах нь.
It works.
Эмбрич ч одоо дийлчдэг.
Yeah, the stack.
Лаалын эвгүй орж ирээд байдаг баатрууд тэгэл Рики мэд байдаг.
Is Collapse not a Timber player? I don't.
Тийм биш, Timber байгаа юм шиг.
Timber as a thing, but I was just thinking like if you want an offlaner that can take the.
За энэ хоёр ч юу ямар драфт хийгээд байгаа юм бэ? За Axe, Collapse-ийн Axe.
I don't love it though. It's not.
Тэгээ одоо бол Timber нь байж байдаг.
Not a hero that's easy to catch with the blink call. You also have the counter initiation.
Yeah,
from the
global is hot.
Yeah.
Very hot.
This is a weird pick to me. Maybe because the Monkey King banned by Bat-Boom, they were thinking like there's not many carries left that match up well against Axe. A lot of them are bad against Shadow Demon, like Ursa for instance. You can purge off the overpower.
За Bat-Boom дуусаагийн эсрэг ямар сонголт хийх юм бол доо Morph байна. Morphling байж болно. За зарим багууд бол Sniper дараад байдаг. Илүү урт гартай гэдэг. Мэдээний Morphтэй ч тоглолтол болоодсан да. Diffuse аваад Attack нэгдэг ч тоглоо очсон. Axe эсрэг гоё сонголт. Carry дээрээс.
Right now,
During a call.
They have to fix that with their.
they're gonna need like some Lina.
Hi.
What do you guys think about Lina?
Өмнөх тоглолтоо.
I saw it owned from GBK.
Магад
he's
ийгүйгээд өстэй.
pretty much the main Lina player, but you would
Oh,
prefer, like you don't want him to do Queen of Pain again?
Хэнийг зөхөхтэй гайгүй штэ цаашаа л унш. Гоё шүү. Low.
Go through the mind of Nightfall here because I know exactly how this works as a carry player.
PL бандуул Team Spirit орлоо. За Morphling-оор контрол гоо шийдсэн байна. Bat-Boom.
against him aren't particularly
Агнинтэй морф бол дузааг бол хангалттай контрол чинь.
generally that would suffer against the Stone Gaze, the Scotty Slow. You're also dealing with Pugna, Shadow Demon, great heroes for kiting you. So then you're like, what do we pick? Nothing really seems that great here. Okay, pick the Broken Heel. That's the philosophy. I don't think it's a great Morphling game, by the way. I think it's like mediocre at best, but it's like a really good hero, which makes
Трөө байж магадгүй шинжгүүл. Үнэхээр нэр юм. Supportод юу ч хийгээгүй л юм да.
That was me talking, by the way, BSJ. Go on, BSJ.
No, I'm done.
Go on, Winter. It's time for your redemption.
I've lost all faith in humanity. I mean, Spirit right now, they definitely need like either a Lina or Queen of Pain hero. They need some damage to throw into the call.
Wow, what's up with the
За Timber бүр ийм сүүл банд болж байгаа. Лаар Timber байсарсан гэсэн Timber аваагүй. За Lion бол бандж байгаа шалтгаан бол энэ illusion устгах нь л гэж бандж байгаа л үү дээ. Shadow Demon-ы 2 illusion амархан устгахчдаг. Бас saving ер нь тоглодог баатар. Team Spirit бол мэдж байгаа. Ямар hero бүлтэй, ямар тоглогч. Одоо ямар дээр юу авах уу гэдгийг мэдж байгаа. Saving тоглодог баатруудаас завулцсан гэвэл Wind Ranger байна. Phoenix бас байна. Аль аль нь орж ирэх боломжтой л харагдаж байна. За өөр сонголтууд бас байгаа ах би бас санаа бууж байгаа хоёроо л хэллээ. Viper шаачдөө. Таарлаа. Тийм сонголт байгаа шүү дээ. Тайдыг лаан Embryo-с лаач.
Таарэр бидээ хожихгүй санагдаад хэвлэх гэдэг чинь.
Yeah, that's fine too. As long as your hero can do damage during the call.
Оо. Лаалаа. Spirit хачгаар шийдчихээ. За зөрөө Rubik ч бас Viper өөрөө контролно гэж орж ирдэг. Nether Toxin-ыг авцсан байгаад Viper өөрөө таангч чадахгүй. Nether Toxin дээр ч дуусаа хүртэл цацар зоохгүй юм ба шүү дээ. Split shot. Axe ирэхгүй.
Тийм. Яг гэж битээ сурва бүх төрлийн спорт үздэг боллоо шүү.
Pivot from burst damage instead. You get them caught, then you break them. You don't need as much burst as a result.
Тэгээ мэдээ лаар хангалттай илүү явах хэрэгтэй.
Хэвээ гарын ганцхан шүү дээ. Лаар тэ Viper. Алдартай Viper шүү.
I think we have a very similar story to game 1. I think Team Spirit's lanes are
Тэгээд Morphle захгүй бол Magic damage-д Viper-аас унна гэж байхгүй дээ.
Viper, the only argument I can make for that pick is a completely
Morphle-аас өөрөө Viper болж чад. Бас нэг Nether Toxin гаргаад байна.
It's pretty difficult for him to get a sizable amount of right clicks on Axe if he walks at you within the creep wave.
Мангар ирд очоод агним аваад голдон зогсчих хэрэгтэй.
So I think they're going to have a 5k net worth lead and I think that Boom's going to win anyway.
Morphle.
Viper.
That's a different story, my friend.
Winter, what's your story? Bat Boom or Team Spirit?
This game can't be easier than the last game. If they can't win the last game, they can't win this game.
Bat Boom 2-0. All right, Winter. Let's see if it's going to happen. And now to pass it on to the Precious Pandas.
Spirit map 2 тавинка тавьсан.
Bat-Boom versus Spirit, the Eastern European clash. Collapse playing Axe. Who was it that called it?
50,000 тэгээд яг Bat-Boom дээр гоёор оцгаараа дээрвэл хамгаалч мөнгө ардаа байвал гоё доо.
They pick it because they don't want Bat-Boom to have Axe against Medusa. We've seen that before.
What?
Half joking, of course. Although that was a hilarious moment in Dota history.
Wait, am I missing this reference? When was that?
Was it us casting? No, it wasn't. It was at the
Лаар гарын ганцтайгаа. За 2 шат дэмэ шаардаа авчвал глобалд бол санаа зовоодох шаардлага болчихно.
That was Spirit against Gaming Gladiators. That's the one you mean. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And then they lost the game.
Yes.
Бариал ганц Axe-тай юм да. Axe гэдэг бол VKB control. Ганцаараа багийн барийг бол хангалттай шийдчихэр л баталтай Axe. Баг cooldownтай.
Despite the hero just not being popular at all.
He generally does really well in lane.
Skilling cooldown хүлээдгүй баатар.
We had a game where he was really
За дууд Morphin TP-дэд ясныг дэлгүүлээд Spirit-ийн 2 дахь wave-ийг шууд блоклж гаргаж байна.
There's just diminishing returns on what your hero offers. And I would say for the most part Viper can kind of follow the same trajectory, at least with the core matchup in this game of being the Morphling. So I think it's kind of fair to say that Spirit need to get ahead in this game, and I think there's a good chance that they will. But if last game is anything to go by, that's not going to be enough because Bat-Boom just play a really good mid game.
За 2 спортын 1-9-ийн зодоо. Мерад Гарнатога. Мера хэн дийлэх юм бэ? 2 илээс төс Гарнат тестэд Мера онгасан. Сим өчт Гарната тестэд.
Oh, he will TP.
Оо TP-тэй тарчих юм уу?
The third option that I didn't mention.
I mean, Blood Grenade is a really interesting
TP
item
чирээ наашаа гүүхэр болсон.
because you pay health to use it. And you lose your max health, but over time that is you deal more damage than you take yourself. So it becomes like strategic. You need to either use it really early or really late.
Итусаа лейнд бол зовхгүй явчих واخа. Magic damage гараад ирэх. Ирэхэд бол хайд дээр нэлээд хүн дээр тусна.
Тэ мэлээ юу н ямар ч билэгээс их дуусаад Mystics-ийг ойлгоод даймажлал давч. Байнгын маанатай.
Варсол Spirit map 2 бачуулгач. Нилэр Viper авсан чинь. Тэгж утснаа гэж.
This hero has been kind of non-existent. We did catch one game, and it was also against the Tidehunter, so now the Toxin, I'm sure, has part to do with this, along with the lane, like you said, versus the melee.
Варсол сайн мэдтээ мэдээ. Хэн даачхыг бол.
Even though you can't break out of call, it gives you a guaranteed setup to place the Toxin exactly how you want. So afterwards, follow-up stuns are going to stick, but not exactly like you have many of those. So
You watch tight. За Foshkar дайрцсан Gashin дээр save. Хилийг амжилттай олж байгаа юм байна.
Okay, I was going to ask you this, since I haven't asked this before. Of the supports in this game, I mean, Shadow Demon got the first blood, right, Mira?
Yeah.
How impactful is that in the game, would you say, that it's on him specifically versus any other person? Like, is this a hero that can take advantage of it early?
it's not really like a standout hero to get first blood on. Oh, oops, nice call.
Little misclick there. Forget that. Oh my, Mira. Mira, looking good.
Төлөвч гад range-тэй security nightfall.
Getting first blood on supports can be really nice because you get towards either a protective item earlier or you get boots fast, which you can use to trade more effectively in lane with the enemy support. In this particular instance, I don't think it matters that much because I don't think he's going to be able to snowball this lane with the kill. I think arguably it would have been more impactful for Bat-Boom to get it on their silencer. First of all, he skilled Glaives level 1, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
In that fight?
I believe so.
So he would have got int, first of all, and stolen that from the Shadow Demon, so they would have offset that like we talked about last game, giving them a little bit
Riveting
of
conversation from last game.
Yeah, it was a very good one. But yeah, not exactly the biggest of course to get in. I think some of the bigger ones to get first blood
Yeah,
on
болж
someone like
байгаа л
Cheese, right? Because that
last
hero
दिन
just
алдуулах гэдэг юм да.
really hard to
Collapse-д бол call
It's
аваагүй.
one or two key items and its levels. Okay. Shadow Demon doesn't really necessarily offer the same.
Өөртөө гранаттайгаа Silence-ыг шинэ хоёр бол хэлбэрхэн унгаачлаг хоёр доо. Нэг батлан хангрыг бол болцоход easy гэлээчих боломжтой. За гол GVK Larless-ыг бол зүт заал гарч байна. 5 level үрц Viper. За Silence-ыг амсалт явсан.
A second time in this game.
I'll say I think Morphling was the single best pick available for Bat-Boom in the slot that they grabbed it, so I think that was a really good
Яг энийг бол хэдчихсэн болно шүү дээ.
As far as the Rubik,
So Shadow Demonтэй цохилцъя л гэж үзсэн. Болоо дайрсан.
Pretty decent against Viper. The spell steals against Viper are nice, both of them. Against Shadow Demon, you can steal Disruption, which is huge against Axe. So there's definitely some. The potential is absolutely there, but as usual with Rubik, it's always going to be very situational and dependent on getting those opportunities. And a lot of the time, Shadow Demon can cover himself. Nice call.
За дахиад баланг рүүгөөд граначдээд соло хил орлоо Collapse. Чадчих юм байна. Хоч багийн андыга. Шийдцээ. За дээр мөн байл. Сэвийг оноочж байгаа байна. Гэхдээ view бол гоё байгаа юм ба шүү дээ. View network-ийн 2 дээр Perseverance авсан. Тоннаж ярьж байна.
Been the top two essentially from Eastern Europe for this entire DPC season.
Curious to see what's going to happen mid next. GPK is about to hit 6, so is Laurel. A lot of rotations coming in.
Yep, GPK is getting slow, but there's a fade.
Ой, лаад өөрөө гүрц State of Eastern дээр. За.
Casual kill onto Laurel.
За багыч фитээсэн.
Now GPK not only level 6 but gets the arcane rune.
Эмбтоноод ихэлжлээ дээ.
And what Laurel has done in this lane is that he's bought.
За шууд даавцсан GPK. Арай үгүй хаа. Мерагийн бололтаа урчиж байгаа юм байна. Тэр над үлдээсэн байсан. 2 дахь раунд руу очоод. Arcane Curse-д онол онорхгүй юм байна да. Танго идсэн байсан богна.
So, yeah, I think Laurel's item build bites him a little bit in the ass there because you have Bracer boots and GPK has just raw value, right? He has the Orb of Corrosion. So, I don't know if these boots are necessary for Laurel to pressure the Ember Spirit as much in lane as he has done, because otherwise you could have had like more stats there and maybe that wouldn't have killed you if you had, say, a crown.
Галаарлын үед атаас авч тоглох гэж байна. Ер нь бол барай муутай баг. Viper-аас атаас гараад ирэл бол гоё л болчих юм байна. Тайда атаас ч барайд нэлэр төгсөн тавьчихад бол хэлбэр хонгаач болно.
With the expected outcome of this lane, I think GPK is doing very well.
Yeah, he's only 200 behind.
As Demon дээрээс нь даашруулч нь өөрөө ч гэсэн өлтийгээ шүтээд яг нэг алхдаг батрыг бол төгсөнөөсөө гарахгүй нэлээд дэмэж өгнө.
Sometimes can be kind of hard to get back into the game.
Yes. Very much so.
I believe I think a long time ago they nerfed Nether Toxin, so it's not as nearly as good for taking like big stacks. That was when the hero was actually popular
and when there was the small camp.
Right.
Яг илээр садар 2 байгаа.
Yep, very true. And another call comes out onto Nightfall.
Collapse. Tower дээр Nightfall дээр баг зэрэг harassment үзүүлсэн шилжүүлж байгаа маар. Нэг болох юм байна. Shadow Boys нь олон оруулж гал болох хэрэгтэй. Уг нь тултлан шахацсан маар юм байна шүү дээ. За хамгаалах гад ихнээсээ Silence буусан. Shadow Boys нь 4-р орцсон. Мира 5-т оруулсан.
Оо энэ
за болоо байгаа зү.
Баанаг болцоо.
Баана хангалттай л харагдсан да мера.
Явцныхан дараа Манго Lotus юм нэг юм дарж байгаа гэж.
I couldn't tell if he took damage or just had enough HP because that was like 5 stacks, I feel like.
I think he used the stacks during the call, right? Maybe not. Oh, GPK getting hurt badly here.
Yep. Viper strike applied, but
За шилдрүүнтэйсэн GPK Viper Strike-наас бол
he's A-okay.
Нэг damage аваагүй.
He built the meteor hammer. We saw this yesterday. I don't think it was on him though. I think it was XXS. I want to say.
Yeah.
Very not tanky build. I mean, he went meteor hammer, blink, sheep.
Yeah.
So just no tank ability other than his Kraken, obviously.
I think Pure is buying a hood or sorry, a pipe this game.
Okay. Okay, let's. This is 5 stacks.
He popped them there.
Oh, okay.
He just Nightfall used his stick at the perfect moment before getting called. So he just got enough max HP to not get in calling range.
Oh, well, nice play. Nightfall avoiding death, avoiding stacks for Collapse, who has his Vanguard and already 1,700 gold into his Blink Dagger, so expect him to be very, very active in this early game.
9-minute top.
Collapse-ийн network нэг дээр яваад байгаа юм. Даагны гарахад 400 голд тоо.
Hammer in action right there. See what neutral item he opts for. He's holding on to the token for now.
That's a very powerful buff that you get from that. It taunts the enemy team. effectively. You don't need this as GPK taking a nice stack here in the jungle. And he's got phase boots, orb of corrosion, and I would assume a maelstrom after.
За 12 рүүн дээр хоцорч байгаа мах та.
Yeah, there's the blink from
Collapse дээр гашцсан зарайвж байгаа та гаргахгүй тээ явах гэдэг равэж чинь. Равэж хийхгүй он гачж байгаа маань.
The good news is he didn't show
студент зогсоож өгөөд.
Respawning.
12 рүүнийг бас сейв авсан юм байна. Haystrom.
For that or not, if they can anticipate it.
Highest amount of building damage. Literally just been spamming.
Энийг коловс шийдэлт юм шүү. Цааслал тэр мов даа штэ.
That's funny.
Үгүй тэгээд цааслаар HP-нд хүрсэн юм уу? 250 HP цааслаа шүү. Одоо ингээд Bat-ын тэнд ингээд усан дээр блок харагдаад байгаа штэ. Нөгөө олон ширхэг. Тэрний ч одоо нэг ширхэг нь 250 HP. Тэр яг team HP руу орсон уу? Ороогүй хаа акса тоглож байгаа юм уу? Эсвэл тэрийг нь хараад ичдэг.
Mira and Maposhka kind of sharing XP in the mid lane. And here we
Дээр нэг зам зураас гарч ирдэг. Тэгээ нарийнхан зурааснууд нэг 250 HP-г илэлдэгдэг дээ.
За дагра авсан юм байна Collapse.
All right, good call from him. Although now he's hightailing back as Nightfall's going to show. But now Collapse does have some
Доор бит бүүмийнхан бэлэн байж байгаа. Morpho бэлжгаад байлдах гэдэг да. Collapse орсон. Шахаж амжаагүй ч гэсэн damage бол арай хүрхгүй юм байна. Ятро хамгаалахад буугаад ирсэн урд нь gaze дараад дайрсан байгаа. Ятро зөрүүд рэвэж Ятрогийн маанаа дуусч байгаа. Стив дарсан гэсэн. За болсон ч гэсэн авралгүй дээ. Маанаг болсон. Collapse зөрж орж ирээд бас хүн барьж чадаагүй. Бомгүйгээд байгаа. Аркан курсын дэслэвтүүлсэн. Тампашка нэг хийлдэх гэж оролцсон болооч. Ялгаагүй унж байгаа юм байна да. 4-0 энэ дээ.
Just a perfect bait. There's not really much else to say. They knew that was coming. They set it up beautifully. Great spell casting all around.
За нийлээ бол байлдах гэж л үзэн гэж шүү.
Nightfall turning into the Medusa that fight. I think he got off Mystic Snake twice. Also really nice, and I love this turnaround play on Yatoro. They recognize he's running low on mana, and the tricky thing for the enemy supports is you start life draining here with Miposhka to try to keep him alive, which is completely understandable. But he's so low that you kind of have to disrupt as well. So now, ideally, you would want this to be in opposite order, right? But now you don't have the drain. He goes down the drain. And X also.
Farm дод жихот хурц ирээд нэг унцаа.
Full on plumbing experience.
Тэр яах вэ?
Одоо farm эхлэе юм дээ. Би байлдахгүй байна. Би farmлах юм байна. Та над вайптайгаа гол X татаад тэгээд бас гаднаас damage гарахгүй байна өө. Погна damage нэг burst damage байхгүй.
Өөрийнх нь плейд мэйл нэлээд хэрэг болох юм байна да.
Тийм ээ. Плейд мэйл заавал гаргах шаардлагатай.
Санаа HP. Юу? The morphling амьд үлддэг нь бүр доор.
If he doesn't get to use this early lead, this hero has some major drawbacks. He will complete his blade mail somewhat soon, and that does enable him to solo kill Morphling if he catches him before the attribute shift goes off. But first he needs to survive this move inbound. It's a 3-man smoke. They're waiting for the Wisdom rune. If Collapse fancied getting that one, he would die to try to get it, but he is not. So this one should be going to probably GPK will grab that.
Were you going to say Toronto?
No, I was not. No, I was expecting.
How sad is that for support to look at that?
I mean, he still got half, right?
Yeah, it was either him or the Rubik, right?
He got a lot of experience on the silencer.
Morph network нэг дээр яваад байгаа. Илүү network-тай morph тэгээд Агнимаа дууцаа болоод тавираад ордод хангach болно багийнхаа front lane-ээр болчихно. Мира айлынхаа wisdom-ыг бол чиж байгаа байна.
Does he have? He didn't have a ward, right? It would be really nice for him to have a ward on this move when he's running around with this invis rune. Could have placed a nice deep ward and then TP'd away, or just simply walked it off. But no further information except identifying this stack there.
Any kind of a ward that would spot Nightfall solo farming with high agi, low HP.
За шаар даав нэ. Access хэрэг тоглож байгаа морт. Шаар даавч юм бол хизээд шилжүүлчихнэ. За татуулсан ч гэсэн шилжүүлчих учраас. За унхаа болчихол юм байна. Burst let's go.
Pure is set up with his blink dagger.
Oh, okay.
So he is going the hammer into blink, but now I think it's going to be the pipe, whereas we saw from XXS yesterday that he went Hex. I think the pipe is still just very valuable for Tide in this game.
And collapse.
Oh, they saw the courier.
Okay, well they know they actually scan as well.
Oh, they know.
See if they can get the
За скандed мэдлээд collapse-ыг.
And collapse.
Collapse байрлал нь мэдчихээд байгаа.
Trying to pretend that they don't know that he's there.
Building-тэй гараа явсан collapse.
Somehow nothing comes of that. That's insane. Perhaps they thought that there were more members there.
No. That's funny to watch.
Юу шаард авчих юм бэ? Шаард болж хийдэл.
Харин тийм эс.
Шаард авахд л тэгэл call дээр нэг шилжүүлж амжинда.
Үнцсэн burst damage 7 онцгүй гэсэн морт.
I feel like a team typically will have a more sizable lead than 1k before they go for the first Roche. Is the rationale line for GPK?
It's not only about the lead, it's also about the power level of the heroes, right? Like when they win that bottom fight, they're not ready to.
За дуусаг нь олж аваад Ravage араас meteor hammer орно.
Гэрэлтик байгаа.
Гүйсээ дараагүй мүү ятараа. Шууд TP out хийсэн баха.
So not opting to use stone gaze.
Yeah. I think he could have stone gaze run.
Most likely,
actually. But wasn't anticipating any additional heroes. He counted the stuns. He knew there's no lift. There was no.
Шаард арчлаад агнима дөрүүлж явахаар болжээ марфлинг.
But gets punished heavily. There's a call.
Indeed, but Collapse is kind of outnumbered right now. But teammates are on the way.
Collapse. Яа, он байх гэж орсон гэсэн өөрөө л онж таарч байгаа юм.
Showed by Laurel, but no follow up at all. And instead, Collapse gets waveform down. And BetBoom, I mean, it's only 9-4, but it just feels like they're getting everything they want, considering the heroes that are on Spirit's side. 2 of the 3 cores just feel like they're going to drop
chain.
Nice chains onto 2. Remnant takes out Maposhka.
Ялаалыг өсөөцсөн meteor hammer-ста орохоор харж байна. Nightfall.
Lifted into the arms of Nightfall. And BetBoom starting to run away with this.
Viper-аас унгацаа.
I don't know if I would say they're starting to. It's felt like they've been running away with it for a while. Not exactly a massive lead, but it's just again the writing on the wall, right? Viper and Axe are not winning the earlier portion of this game, so.
Авг нь Shadow Damage нэр гоё штэ Axe-тэй 2 maxлаад. Давхар блээд мэйл.
Авг нь 2-оо бол тулгцсан л.
Тийм байна. Мерагийн хувьд бол 2 maxлсан. Ил автос авч байгаа. Мэдээж. Godfather өөр гаргаж чинь.
Fake news.
Collapse could take that one in there even further ahead, but he didn't notice. Well, anyway. Ember with the 13 runes.
Yeah. Monster, saw the kill, Collapse. Shard аваагүй жээ Morphet. Он shard-а чагталсан байсан. Хэрэг багт нөр байдлаа Collapse.
Save. He's gonna get the calling blade. Very important.
Does a lot of damage on Rubik.
Now.
I think it applies to your spell amp first, right? So the threshold is higher.
Probably, yeah. Now, does he keep his stacks?
Тонгоян ээж рүү шилжүүлсэн морт бол. Blade мэлээс өөрөө өндөр damage авч байгаа та.
I'm not 100% sure on this one.
That's a good question.
Well, we're probably not going to find out.
We don't often see Rubik calling blading anyone, but he has Aetherlands. So
yeah, it's not the worst.
Look at that range. That's decent.
Yeah, it is.
Like 600. 500 maybe?
Well, let's hope he does not get rid of it so we can answer this question. Collapse. Trying to form
Axe jam, бүр хуучаа. Агни мохороо өлтийнхэн кулдаун 6 мурга болдог байсан те.
Sure.
Тэ. Одоо нэг дээр.
Likely mentally prepared for it. Not bad. I'm going to smoke.
Татал 6-удаа зодж байгаа дахиад 6 ачаалаа.
All game, right? Or attribute shift button. At some point you might just get caught off guard. If you have literally no idea it's coming.
За авдгүмийн 4 smoke collapse-доор харж байгаа.
But if you're like farming, you can't.
Хойноогоо ватерлоо чиглээ болсон. Boom. Үу дууцаагт хэд фармж байгааг тийм мэдчихсэн юм шүү дээ. Stone Gaze-ийнүүд бол даар шимтсэн ятраагүйгээр гарсан байгаа.
Тэгэл авах нь бол split shot-ыг өгсөн.
За тийм байна. Split shot онтроос сагаад Rubik-т split shot өгсөн юм. Stone Gaze өгчүүл бас их төвөг болдсон шүү дээ. Зарайвж байхгүйгээд спиртхэн урагшилж байгаа. Тронто Токиог атасад бариад авсан. Джеймийг авах юм байна. Токиогийн Джеймийг авсан. Хайденас колтод бариад авсан. Өөрийг үрээд дамдаа. Булааны нэг сэв. Эцэс даагардна. Эмбер орц учраас дааг нь гарч чадаагүй юм байна. Мераг өгсөн. GPK.
Өөртөө л одоосоо бод гүүл байна.
Дулсаа одоо тавьчихаар үзээгүй юм байна л да. Агнимтэй морт. Шууд 2 дахь айтем агним авцсан. Яттороо дорог яаж морфор тавахыг заагаад шүү.
Ларал Viper авчид ингэж төгөх юм уу?
Улных болсон гэж байна Ларал. Улнит.
This will be their first ages. Again, only a 2K lead, so making it.
Ягнэмтэй.
I just don't know what Viper acts do this game if they're behind.
I'm not so much.
Medusa is a beast, though. We've seen that.
I'm not looking so much at the gold in general in this game. I'm looking at just the perceived power curve of the heroes, right, and what they're meant to do. And I've found in this tournament so far that I've been surprised multiple times. So I'm not going to say with a lot of confidence that things are going in a specific way this game, but historically speaking, Axe Viper do not want to be in this position. I can say that with confidence, but especially because Morphling, I think, deals very well with both heroes late game. And now that he has the Ags, he's going to deal well with the Medusa as well. So definitely think they've got their work cut out for them. But, you know, if you find that opening, if you get the blink call with Blade Mail and one-shot the Morphling in a team fight when he doesn't have Aegis, for example, anything can happen. Like, Axe has the potential to do it, but there's a lot of things that need to align. You need to do it without getting countered by Global Silence. You need to not have a good save on Rubik, who could either get... He could get a shard. I think that'll be amazing this game, first of all. Or he could maybe have stolen Disruption.
За уг нэтворкийн зэрүүгүй л байгаа юм байна. Дуузаа гэхдээ морпосоор 2000 гол net татгаа яваа. Уг нь илүү ирж явах хэрэгтэй бат шүү дээ. 1-2000 гараад.
Nightfall has his Ags now, so Medusa is gonna feel it.
Butterfly-тэй Skadi авчулаас
And I was thinking about this in the
Morphing attribute shifting хувийг бууруулж байж болно.
Does have shard queued up, which is the percentage-based attack damage reduction, which against Morphling theoretically is incredible.
Yeah.
But I haven't personally seen it in action too much.
It also improves your spin, putting its cooldown to
Axie shard down гэж яах юм.
Имиж бууруулна. Тэгээ шаард нь гоё юм байлаа л те. Тэр нэг 3 нь уншаад байгааз. Тэр байхгүй.
Speaking
Collapse BKB TP аа тэгээ гараа явах юм байна.
not the way he was hoping to use it for the first time.
Лаар ямар тааш BKB авсан.
You can see Laurel 2K behind his.
Travel-гүй тоглоод байгаа Лаар л.
Has the Atos BKB.
Өнөөдөө даамарсан л байдаг Hyper-та.
Go for the boots of travel.
Энэ тоглолт бол үнэхээр л
I think it's the best item he
ээгүүрч яваад байна. Бошка.
Nice juke. GPK is completely lost.
За юу хийж авсан юм бол доо.
You won't find him by the Lotus pool because they forget that that exists, as we've seen so many times.
And that would have been funny if GPK gives up on the chase and then Mukoshka's just picking flowers. Like, what?
Do you like that it's you can see when somebody's taking the Lotus? or hear it.
Өөр хийцгэрсэн айлынхаа Asian stack-ийг фаунлаад өгсөн.
I think it would be okay to also have that
So
be.
apathetic towards Lotus in general, it sounds like.
I mean, I think Lotus pool matters the absolute most in the first 6 minutes.
Until block of cheese comes out, of course.
It's either the first 6 minutes where it can offset a trade in the lane, and whoever has the Lotus
Yeah, no, Asian
can
тэл
win the
автлаа.
2v2 because they have that burst heal. It's either then or it's in some sort of mid-late game situations with a greater healing Lotus, making a big switch.
Right.
For example, on Medusa, this item is insane because the EHP on that hero in particular with it is huger than anyone else in the game, so that mana influx is big.
Nightfall мөн адил.
Spirit should maybe be
Батлаа авчих юм байна.
touch some grass, pick some flowers.
Аль нь LMKB авах нь авъя гэхэнтэй.
Demon is definitely keeping track of it. Mirror now will get his first greater.
Join.
So could pass that on to Deuce if he wants.
Гацаалт.
900 health and mana burst.
Бошка баригцаа.
Poshka this time now.
Хаваардаар хашиж
Netherward will be able to
нэг
juke
үтж
out
чинь
save
өөргөө
as
декрефифай.
well. It runs right into save instead. And eventually they'll bring down this pesky Pugna.
Ruby гэж ядаргаад скил өгсөн.
Decrepify is really good against Axe.
Дээрээс 4 авсан да. Колоос мод доор баригдсан. Оо.
Collapse dies.
Morphling does
Ямар амар согч байна.
damage, man. What a hero. I think Morph should be universal.
Do you think that they picked Axe in part as a counter to Morph?
Well, Morph was picked into Axe, right?
Was he?
Am I remembering incorrectly?
I don't remember.
Morph was picked after.
Okay.
I mean,
But
Nightfall was
then they
that
just
confident.
assumed that Morph would be picked.
I don't consider Axe a clear counter to Morph. Like,
Nah. I mean, only reason I mentioned is because the shard, in theory, but
yeah, and you had that one kill that he found in Nightfall, right? So it definitely has the potential to assassinate the hero. But
Ээж зүгээр дуусч байгаа маань ятрогийн дахин ононгаал автлаа да.
nice
they
reaction.
can't find it.
Ээж со цагаараа дууссан. Доор тэр хоёр захин гэж байна. Спиритийн зүгээс хамгаал
No, Aegis.
байвал байхаар л харж байна да. Бүгдээрээ л ойрхон байгаа.
What?
Oh,
Ятороо дахиага зүгээр зогсоож байгаа л гаачлаа.
it can happen to anyone.
It can.
Nice escape from Mira there.
Makes you feel a lot better about yourself when these couriers die. Pros can't.
GPK-ээр харьцан гуйртайг нэг юм гэж шүү. Гэлэвнэр барыг дараа авч харагдсан.
I don't know what he was trying to communicate with his team.
Yeah, I saw that. That looked very aggressive.
When we saw the post
There it is.
гарсан.
the last game, maybe he's
За тэгээ
frustrated
сэлүрэж
about his computer.
таад зориулж сэлүрэж аваад
Maybe he's lagging.
тоглоно гэнтэй.
Testing by drawing on the map.
Yeah, that's a good way to test the accuracy of your mouse.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to draw a square.
Ой.
Turned it into
Барахгүй юм шүү дээ.
Айлынхаа тормитрийг аваад маана нэр нь эвгүүрсэн байгаа ятороо.
Okay, he's fine.
28-ийн вистэн бас авч болох юм байна.
He's fine. Yeah, he's
Маана тип идэх маанаг болсон.
Оо.
Maposhka
Oh,
gets
no.
it
Oh,
if they find this kill. He doesn't have mana to TP. Oh, he just found
they
it.
pinged him now. They're like, wait, the Tormentor.
Oh
Юу.
my God. It's so
Барангаа
embarrassing,
лаллаа
actually.
фэр.
Good content though, of course.
Yikes. Well, he got out, so it was a good play. It's worked out. They grab that shard. They will grab a second. They're starting to stack up Shadow Poison on this one.
Indeed.
Miro wants to stack that up and then pop it and then instantly one-shot himself.
За одоо өөрсдийнхээ хоёр спорт бол хоёлаа шаард.
So Spirit will claim both
Шаардтай болж
shards.
болох юм
That's
байна.
20
Лаарлын шаард орж
gold.
ирсэн.
We get a
Building damage.
So,
Wow.
poison attack shard.
No, it's a corrosive.
That's
Wait,
the
that's
step.
the Ags. That's true. Is it actually the minus armor one still?
Yes.
Oh, I thought they changed that, and you can attack buildings.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
It's decent. He gets to attack in the fight. It can make the difference. It's a pretty meaningful damage increase for Medusa that Morph is hitting targets for her. That minus armor.
Илүүшингээс нөхөрсөн 18 урдсан болохоор
It's
тэгээд
free, right?
The fact that I
Хурдан
thought
уншаад.
the Ags was the shard shows how.
Айлынхаа тэр зүгээр ээж хат нь л төвөөгүүдээд байх юм байл. Барыг зодон болж чадлахаар нэг уншчих бах
The base
төө.
stacks of poison attack is 5, and now you increase it by 3. So
Yeah.
and everyone's minus 1. So minus 8 armor is
Satanic авч байгаа маар.
I mean, there was a time where this was one of the most powerful shards in the game.
Yeah.
When Viper was actually relevant, you just push down towers, and there's not a whole lot you could do.
Yeah.
Force fights. And Spirit, speaking of which, want to force a fight here. 4 smoked up. Their Medusa has Scotty now. So Scotty, Manta, Butterfly, Sheep for Pure just needs to be delivered.
Авилан болсон гэж үзэж байгаа юм хата. Дуусаач байгаа нүшүү айтем өржүүлээвэл. Тэг гоё болмоор юм.
He went Shivas.
Тэнглээд байна.
Тэнглээд дууссан. Энэ дээр нь л хөдлөе гэж байгаа юм болов.
Morphling-ийг бариад авсан. Нэмээд demonic parts. Уурсдаг байхгүй, арайхан байхгүй. Stone Gaze-ийн тул чулуу болоод тавьсан. Damage алгаа, burst damage алга. Action бариад авсан.
Actually going to get saved for the time being, but the rest of this team kind of debating whether they want to save him or not. The telekinesis is reflected by the Lotus. And this fight, kind of awkward. As Nightfall trying to heal up a bit before potentially re-engaging.
See, одоо хөөгд гисэндээ таад Ravage сангаад байна. Ятроо.
Өөрөө Fiction Toxin толцсон да.
Such a weird game again. So, was it Bat-Boom the last time yesterday when we were talking about the weird games, which I liked?
Yes, I think it was.
Kind of passive on both sides.
Yeah, Bat-Boom versus Aster, yeah.
But the difference was they were up 10k the whole time.
Yeah.
This is very even, net worth-wise at least. Okay.
Яраа зөхөр эхэлж байгаа юм Spirit.
No global.
Bat-Boom мэдээж contest явах учиртай.
He has it again in 5. Never mind.
So
Aegis the spell has 60
and Cheese.
Хойно 3 баатар смогцсон. Уг нь таадыг тэгээд ороод ирэхэд нь бас унгаагч үзэж болно доо. Адуусаага төрүүлээд болцсон. Ravage-н дээр бол save байхгүй гэсэн. GPK урдаа. Cheese авсан. Акстата цайлсрын ураад гисэн. Хойшон бит GPK орж ирээд Midbashkыг зөрөөд унгацсан. Лаар маш бага шпитээ. Cheese-д босаад өгцөн. Ятрыг тал манатай юм байна. За Ravage орж ирсэн. Хойноос 2 баатар дээр орж ирээд. Мера айгуу байл. Оо болдгоо алдсан юм байна шүү дээ. Мера disruption-ыг skill алдсан. За Ятароо энэ чаар 2 унах юм болоо да.
Лаарлыг өөрийг мэдсэн.
За Лаарлын тип яваад хийж байгаа. Ятароо эндээ боломж байгаа юм байна.
Та ийм боллоо шүү дээ. Нөгөө нэг Disruptor illusion гаргаа явуулсан шүү дээ.
Тий.
Morph тэрэн дээр нь дарсан чинь Medusa гарч Disruptor дээр яг нэмэн дарагдаад.
Аха.
Тэгээд ууг нь Medusa стац алдахгүй л байлаа.
Оо уг нь нөө.
And they did not have global, and it didn't matter. I guess they got it. Did they get it halfway through the fight? I think
Morph өөртөө өгж хоёр ингэн оруулаад.
Nice cheese there from Laurel.
Тэр сүүл болдог барыг Rubik-ийн байв уу? Morph-ийн болдог байв уу?
Оо юу, Morph нөөрөө игүүл орцсон явж байна. За булааны нэг save орсон. Morph 10 stick дараад урсчих юм байна.
He's actually just going to walk away despite having no mana. Wand and waveform away.
The confidence to just go for his team weren't remotely close, right? Like he almost died in a 4v1, but
yeah.
Then he played the I am Morphling card and survived.
Yeah, he has Satanic. And there's a double damage.
Ронто яаж юм ядуугаад байгаа бэ? Тэр Silencer яаж network хийх юм бэ гэхшээ. Ронто.
He's going to go and get a full refill here. This double damage is definitely going to be put to use. He can assassinate the enemy supports in a matter of 3 attacks. As we've talked about, some good targets for the Morph. He can either turn into Medusa, he can turn into the Shadow Demon as he did that. Another save, which is kind of interesting. We were talking about, you know, Rubik maybe stealing the Shadow Demon disruption or having his shard.
Тийм багш байгаа юм.
Болгонгуудаа Silence-та шийдэлгүй гэж байгаа юм болов. Shard-ыг нь ажиллахгүй гэд.
Actually so much potential.
Магадгүй.
They becoming Shadow Demon as Morph. And now, okay, there's also an illusion rune. Let's see if he wants to have both. I think he's just gonna take it and save the DD. So sending up some illusions to split push top. In the meantime, BetBoom are presenting themselves. I guess not really, they're not showing, but they're setting up, we should say, for a potential fight bottom. Doesn't look like Spirit are gonna fall for this though and walk in there. It's a very standard play nowadays, but
Collapse gonna kill some waves to try to
Yeah, дидэрүнтэй Morph.
kind of slow this push a bit.
Өөрөө бол burst-лээд онох ямар ч боломжгүй. High ground бол зохиж олон Nightfall.
but double damage is obviously insane and
Дараачаад мараад айдлаас авчих гэж байна. Юу.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage you got there.
Жахад DD-тэй мэнэ.
Дидийг найрлахсан.
Not a lot. I mean, yeah, it's still a lot of damage actually.
Ястац нэмэлт байхгүй
That's a
болсон байгаа.
freebie for BetBoom.
do you remember that patch where everybody was like, this is not fair when Tiny would 5-shot towers?
Yeah,
За Collapse дээр пинглээд байна да.
it's a lot of universal.
Warden дээр farmчсан Collapse. Orchid бол дарчжээ, Orchid дарч. За BKB TP out хийгээгүй Collapse зүгээр гүйцэн Global Silence
Global silence.
амар фарч ирээд.
Some vision is
Yoo.
drops. So no BKB. He does have the buyback, but without having
Нэг
that,
BKB DP авд хийж яхад нөгөө Morph хөвлөөд хаалтаад нэг зүрхэнд нь орсон юм байна да. Morph ойрхон байж магадгүй гээл.
so one tower
Гүвчи.
down the bot lane for the tier 3s. And Nightfall.
Одоо Rubik call авсан байна уу?
They go mid now. There's a disruption to telekinesis.
За Shadow Demon дээр бариад эхэлцээ. Тайдын жижиг
I
ravage.
believe that was a tactical surprise from Pierre, if I'm not
Мира
mistaken.
чулуу болоод
Shadow
орцсон.
Demon's dead, and that is
За Stat сулгаасан Morph голын тааврын
a big
зохиод.
hero to kill, even though it's such a support.
Таны үйлдэл 300-оор шиштэй чаавас. Угасаал хожигч ийлээ шүү дээ.
I don't know what you do. Like you can buy back your X all you want. I think Shadow Demon is way too important.
Yeah.
They're just gonna sell it. They're gonna sell 2 lanes. That one find on the Rubik.
Mutant. За хоёр лейн баяасан.
Back in to the tentacle
Spirit.
surprise.
Yep.
Okay, 2 lanes of barracks. Spirit.
They still have 20 seconds with Shadow Demon dead, and
Save дээр save арай даварчжээ сая.
and I think with that BetBoom might just
Тэнүү
get
даварч
away.
орж ирээд өөр
Or
онцсон.
might just
Little
leave, I should
overextension
say.
there.
Daedalus now on Nightfall. He is fully stacked.
He's enormous. We're entering literal one-shot territory against the supports.
Яттороо шууд бараг хөвлүүлээд юу авах мөн шаар дарцсан байсан. Тэрийг авч байгаа юм лоо.
On top of his waveform, he might just kill the SD or the Pug. Now maybe 2 attacks is what it's going to take, but their reactions need to be incredibly fast. Thank you for pointing out that Dire still has no bounty runes.
How? Every single game. Thanks production. They probably flipped it.
Мөн шаардаад авчжээ яттороо. Линкний орн. Мөн шаардыг илүүдсэн байна. Attacks бид асуусан гэсэн мөн шаардын нэмэлт орж ирнэ.
I would imagine.
Mind breaker-тэй болсон.
And despite all of
Magic
it,
damage
still
орж ирнэ.
5K lead for BetBoom is
Silence
such a
нь
strange
attack
game.
speed орж ирнэ.
Yeah, 2 lanes of barracks, but they don't have enough bounty runes, Shannon.
I mean, they weren't that far away.
Collapse.
Collapse,
За
stealing
save уг нь бол
rune, continuing to be a nuisance.
гоё таргетсэн да. Яг соолоодох
Get every
таргетсэн.
little thing that they can. As another double damage spawns bottom. That means the runes reset, right?
Yep. I wonder if Morph is going to find this one.
Toro, let's see, what does he have right now? So he went for Moonshard actually. Interesting. It has a Crystallis now. Silver Edge looks to be on the menu, and an eventual Divine if we even get to that point of the game.
Oh, double damage.
Don't
GPK
mind.
taking this one?
Oh, okay. Well, maybe a little bit harder to Demonic Purge. I don't know. A little bit more.
I guess. That's actually a good point. Maybe that's the main reasoning.
Well, next Roche, we won't know for 45 seconds. Nice casual game, it feels like.
Very, very soothing game.
It is a soothing game. 20 to 8. Net worth somehow even-ish.
Яа Silver-ation төгсөж байгаа ятараа. Дуурдын зөрүү бол холдоогүй хэвээр. Ятараа Gaze дараа шууд гүйсэн. Араас нь хөөцөндөө.
Thanks for giving him credit.
Mystics-тэй гацаагаад байна. Sirigid-тэй типинг зогсоцсон. Ятараа онж байгаа маань.
Gotta give him credit though. Make sure you do that before he dies so he knows he got it.
Үгүй байхгүй мэн өө. Тэ BKB аваагүй дуусаа. Тэгсэн чинь таад нь 2 явж толцсон байт.
Рушан 2 минут сонгогдсон.
He hasn't died very much this game. Was that the
2 минут.
He's still farming really well despite his team being kind of on the defensive. But yeah, he died now. That's a big deal.
They could force the buyback more than likely. Tied with the refresher. He has more than enough mana pool where that came from with that Shiva's build, so not going to be an issue for Pure whatsoever to get 2 of those bad boys off. And that really feels like if Spirit don't win a fight and get a Roche, I think if Morph has 2 lives, they're just screwed.
There's the forced buyback. Global silence is there.
Юмэра. Дэлбэсрээ даалгавч. Заар дунд нь. Тэсгүй нэ. Morphin damage бол арай л амар.
Now GPK trying to keep everybody busy on the other side. As the tower taking heavy damage from the illusions, but they have forced a lot of buybacks. And
3 buys for nothing.
Yeah, I mean global, I guess.
Wow,
that's the big one.
It's not a long cooldown nowadays.
True.
We'll have it again soon.
Дарлыг угаасаа кик болчихжээ. Дарлж бас тэгээс муулчихсан ч амар мундаг тоглосон үе байгаа шүү. Нэг Дарлыг соогмог гэдсэн чинь яалаат. Stormor бүр лагааст.
This game so far is Roche will be up in 35 seconds. It will be the Radiant side, which means Aghanim Scepter, which I think we agree on in most cases is far superior because it is permanent. We'll see who they opt to give that to.
I'd like to see it on Tide, I think.
So Morph and Ember are really just the other 3. I don't even the AoE last word, which theoretically would be incredible if it was a 25 talent with the mute, right? So that's not going to happen. Rubik, it's more of a core Rubik item, so yeah, I think Tide it will be. Did he go for any talents with Gush?
I don't think it matters. It's just really valuable to have for them in this game. The way the fights play out, just having that long-range Gush, hitting multiple targets, it allows Sleight of Fist to deal more damage. It allows Morph to assassinate heroes that bit easier. It cancels Dagger.
Everyone contest тагаа баг Rashon даавал үлдсэн ганцхан лейн үлдсэн байгаа.
I don't know man. I'm holding on
Aghanim Rosh. Яарайд нь бүр Aghanim refresher-тэй шиваатай байттай.
Somehow solve this, but this upcoming push, they're fighting into global, Aegis, Cheese, 2 Ravages, and buybacks. And they have nothing themselves. They have 0 buys. This is about as close as it gets to insurmountable. And I say only because 18
Ягаад зүлдсэн талаар нь шахарлсан байна. Бит бом.
It was even.
Refresher дээрээ байж. Карта оруулаа барыг 4 нэмэж хийх боломжтой.
And it really makes you wonder if the
нэг шугам зогсоход бол 4 нэмэж хийж гэл юм байна да.
In the draft of rating this Medusa so high and then still not second phase banning the Morphling is
definitely Morph шаард авсан. Юмнаас айх нь уу? Айх юм яаж авах юу ч. Батрулайтай. Гэхдээ Rickster Clock-ийн мис орж ирнэ. Яа за ороод бараг зөхөөл.
Feels like every game. It's so many and like you said, maybe they were like, oh, our idea is we're going to pick Axe and it's going to be the solution. He killed Nightfall 1 time solo. That's it. He's 14 and 1.
Ангел дуусаад төрсөн. Ятаргийн үед бол линкнээс илүү муу шаардыг илүү үзсэн. Morph нь бол байнгын илүү баптай тоглоно гэсэн.
It really is. God, what has happened to us? All right, the tower.
Бошка. Засмогтой байсан та технэрээ явж 2 атар дээр зөрөөд аксын кол орж ирсэн. Чичэндээ нэт токсин тавиад унгaalчдаг юм уу? За чизтэй байгаа та. Чизээ дараад refresh дарсан. 2 дахь ravage байгаа. Яттороо гэсээ дараад. За 2 дахь ravage орж ирснээр яттороо маанаг болцоо. Байг унж байгаа шууд GG зардах юм.
And again, just such a strange game considering we've been seeing 99% of the game is just brawl out,
Spirit.
and then it's all about Roche, and then whoever gets that wins.
Эхний гейм дээр л ажиж байгаа шүү дээ Spirit.
Both sides feeling comfortable, but in the end, I know we're beating a dead horse here, Synderen. 2 cores on the side of Spirit just didn't get off to a good start that needed to, because the hero's designed to do just that.
It was interesting to see in this game how this was seemingly a pretty one-sided game despite the gold being even. You definitely had the feeling, and the graph didn't really agree. The graph was even too, and I had this feeling that I just respectfully very much disagreed with Gabe Newell for once. It really felt like BetBoom were in the driver's seat more or less the entire game here. The Viper idea, it was creative. It did not work this time around whatsoever for Spirit. The
Зүрчээ байх гал тоглолт юм байна. Spirit нь зүтсэн юм уу?
They don't always work. It's very hit or miss. These heroes, individual players are on them, just didn't come off the ground. Laurel ends the game 0-4 and 2 on Viper. When's the last time you've seen Viper be in 2?
За ингэснээр BetBoom 4-0 тийм ингээд шилцээ LGD BetBoom хоёулаа 4-0. Энэ өөрөө дээшээ тоглох нь ойлгомжтой л болчихлоо л доо. Ядчлаа ороор гарна. Сүүлийн 3-таа ажигдсан ч.
And can I just say, it was nice to see Pure not playing Doom. He played a great tide. I think this was one of his best games of the tournament, actually, and it was not on Doom. So
that's right.
Obviously, he has other things up his sleeve. The Doom is probably his best, but other things work just as well. But man, this.
Техний 4 баг гарнаа. Аперлороор гарна.
Yeah. So BetBoom take this series 2-0.
Одоогоор ингээд Spirit 3 ажигдaltaй багуудыг нэж хэлсэн. Астраас 3 ажигдсан байгаа. хийж дээшээ тоглох гэж үзэх юм болов яах юм бол.
They're neck and neck with PSG LGD, and tomorrow you will be treated to that showdown between these two undefeated teams. And today you were treated to another classic Eastern European showdown, which ultimately ended in BetBoom's resounding victory. Game 1, Team Spirit, we all thought that they had a draft advantage. Last pick anti-mage into Broodmother seems like crazy talk, but they pulled it off. And in this game, well, I don't really know. I guess the first phase Medusa that wasn't adequately enabled.
Spirit 3 ажуулаа 4-3 гээд магадгүй. Лаураар гарахын төлөө 4 хожилтоор нь 7 тоглолтоос 4 хожигдсан баг. Тайбрик бол хийж магадгүй.
That just goes to show how well he played. Ember supposed to be crippled in that matchup, I imagine. That's the only reason you can validate the.
За сүүлийн хоёр эрт эхлэх юм болоо. Уг нь бол хоорондоо тохируулж эрт эхэлж болно гэсэн байсан.
I mean, when they ganked him, Viper was winning by 300.
Хуваараар бол 3-3-аас эхэлнэ.
7 minutes in, which he's winning, but that's not enough for Viper.
Yeah, not enough for sure. You expect the
Эрт эхлэх нь жоохон харж гаад
700, 800, something close to 1k ahead to justify the pick, but it was just not enough. Like he was like pretty much like a non-factor the whole game. Like I didn't feel like he did anything.
He's not a mid hero after the laning stage if he's not basically forcing you to run away from him all game, which is not what was happening at all.
I think Viper as a hero has always had his shortcomings, and they didn't look any less short.
Viper арай худны пэкөө. Уг нь Лаарлын тоглодог баатар нь шүү дээ Viper бол. Тэгээ энэ тоглолтод стайл тааж чадсангүй дээ. Spirit mid юу нүнхээр сул тал байна. Major дээр шал өөр Spirit хардж магадгүй юм аа.
And they couldn't really kill anyone in the duration of the break on top of the expo, so I understand the Viper pick and the reasoning, but it didn't work out. I also think Laurel is the kind of player who plays really well on his hero pool, but when he has to like pull out these pocket picks that we don't normally see him play, he doesn't feel that comfortable on these, gotcha heroes.
Yeah, that's actually a really big deal. Like when you mentioned about the supports, like when you have Pugna plus Shadow Demon, I feel like those are not the supports that you want around Viper. You want like killing supports like Disruptor, like someone that can disable and allow your Viper to kill people.
The Viper will waddle around.
Sure.
Maybe you can bring the opponent to him with like a hero like Disruptor or Lion or something of the sort.
Yeah, it's not even bringing it to him, just keep him in place. Because Homie would get the Nether Toxin down, and Tide is like, okay, I'm gonna go over here now, and I'm fine. And I'm probably more on board with the Lina pick that you guys suggested. Even if it is a pocket pick for Laurel, if he's not comfortable on Lina, if he's not comfortable on Viper, at least Lina would have provided a stun, it would have provided more burst damage, and provided better scaling into the late game, because if you're picking a Medusa, you probably need to be comfortable with the game going post 40 minutes, and Viper doesn't really want to have to do that.
And I'm sure he's played a lot more Lina than he has Viper in his lifetime as a mid player. I think that their reasoning was just, we'll pick it for the break, and the break will do its job because they identified Tidehunter as a threat. But like I said, it didn't really work out. Like in Dota, you have ideas. Sometimes they look really bad, but if you win, you're like, wow, what a great idea, right? This one wasn't very good.
I know an exceptional idea that our interviewee had last game, or game number 1, because we got Nightfall for our interview. Nightfall, I gotta ask about this game 1 anti-mage pick. It seemed ridiculous to us that you would be confident picking anti-mage into a broodmother like that, but you made it happen. Did the game play out the way that you were expecting?
Hello guys, can you hear me?
We can hear you just fine.
Okay, so I mean about anti-mage pick, I thought lane gonna be better, honestly, but I mean, it was a decent pick, but lane got fucked up because Rubik just killed our ward because we like placed like some ward and they like did good prep against it, and he just destroyed ward, and that's why he got level 2 really fast, and he managed to kill me when I was level 1. Without that, I think lane would have been a little bit better, but overall, I mean, it's hard to find much heroes to win lane against Brute, so it was just more game pick. And if this stuff wouldn't happen with Rubik ward and he don't kill me, like lane is better and like it's playable kinda.
Okay. Then how about in the mid-game situation whenever your Rax was getting sieged? I imagine that's a very difficult position as an anti-mage where you're like, do I go back and defend? We're like losing our barracks. Did you feel confident? I'm just gonna keep split pushing. At most they get 1 Rax, no big deal.
I mean, it was a clutch moment. I knew if they don't end games there, they will lose game, and I just started skipping waves bot, and they didn't manage to like get at least like 2 or 3 sides with the waves they had. So
маш олон тоглолтод ажиглагдлаа. Лаар бол манай Микотод мянгад юм байна. Микоточ сайн байгаа даа л да. Микотоор хүн дийлчээр харагдахгүй байгаа.
And in late game, it's a good matchup for anti-mage against Morph, like carry to carry matchup.
Ice in the veins, Nightfall. That was a clutch moment indeed, and you read it perfectly. Brian, you got any questions for Nightfall?
Yeah, I'd ask as a carry player, you know, what do you say to people, because there's a lot of memes about anti-mage, he's always farming, you know, he's farming for next game, like on Arteezy, like, what do you say to people at home when you're an anti-mage and you know it's the right thing to do to just not show up?
I mean, what I say to who? Just to Twitch viewers?
Yeah, like, what do you...
Or your pub teammates.
Yeah, pub teammates. What do you say to all of them out there, like in those type of situations? Do you reassure them? Do you say nothing? Do you communicate your timings?
I mean, I just play as I casually play on any other hero. I just tell them my timings and keep playing my game. And I know I'm doing the right thing. And I don't really care if some other people will like flame or like...
Or keep pinging you.
I'll just mute them and play my game because I know I'm doing the right thing.
I would like to say that I like how you treat this so simply. Like, you're like, this is obviously what I'm supposed to do. But I think a lot of people struggle with that. So I commend you for your conviction on the decision there.
Okay.
No question.
Hi, Nightfall. Congratulations on your win. I'm actually very curious. After game 1, they had this close-up of Save, and he looked really angry. What was that about?
Just after game 1 ended?
Yeah, he looked super pissed.
No idea, honestly.
Oh, okay, so there wasn't anything talked about after game 1?
No, I don't think he was like mad at team or yelling at someone, so I didn't notice anything like this.
Okay, good to know. I'm also curious, now that you've adjusted into your carry role and Pure's adjusted into offlane, how do you feel about it? Do you feel like it's the best route to TI at this point?
I mean, obviously, I think it's best for our team, for me to play one right now, and for us to swap roles like this. So I feel confident, and like I'm confident in myself and in my team. So yeah, that's the best route, obviously, to TI.
Okay, and sometimes you guys have these last picks that a lot of people are curious about. Like yesterday, you guys last picked Elsie into Monkey King. Today, you last picked Anti-Mage into Broodmother. Like, who makes that call on your team for these unfavorable last picks sometimes?
What did we last pick yesterday?
You last picked Legion Commander into Monkey King versus Aster.
I mean, that was just no better pick because we needed some type of offlaner like this. I think we just should have banned Monkey, but yeah, we didn't do that, so we just had to stack lane and play for the game pick. And who's making this call? I mean, just usually people who play like heroes, they suggest what they see the most and like which heroes they want to play. So yeah, it's about them. So for Legion it was I guess pure call, and for Anti-Mage it was my call.
Okay, and my last question for you is, I've asked 2 of your teammates this already, but what do you think is different now that you guys are performing better than before?
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, a lot of things. We're just playing better as team now. First of all, we like understand each other better, and we have a better like team dynamic in team, like between people. We don't have like any conflicts really now. It's first, and second, we just second is obviously we're playing individually better. Like every player on his role playing really good, so, and if that happens, and like first thing is there too, like that good like team like atmosphere and team dynamic, like synergy between people. And if that happens and you playing good individually, like you'll always be able to like perform well. So that's 2 main things I'd say. When we played bad, like I'd say like even on tournaments, we had like 2 things like two of those things not really like being there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the answer.
Yeah, hey Nightfall. I just want to ask one question. Like, so you play offlane and carry, and what is the difference between like playing those 2 roles? And do you feel like because you are able to play both roles, it makes you a better carry player as well?
Okay. I mean, what's the question again?
Yeah, so about like what's the difference between like playing carry role and offlane role, and do you feel like because you are able to master both roles, it makes you a better carry as well?
I mean, what's my main difference is, I mean, I feel like these 2 roles are quite, right now it's quite, like, how to say, I mean, it's similar roles. So, but for position 3, you should like kind of like sacrifice yourself more to team, and like just play like more, like a lot of games you have to like build auras and like all the stuff, like just play for your team. And for position 1, you just need to like kind of more play like your own game and play on yourself. And for second part of fashion, obviously like it's making me better player that I was playing free, because I have just even simply like more heroes I can play, and I play like a lot of heroes on position 3, which I can use like play in position 1 and feel comfortable playing them. Especially now, because now like a lot of heroes can be played on like both 1 and 3, like same heroes. Yeah, like I don't know, Anti-Mage, Lycan, Brood, like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so one more thing to add to that. So are we gonna see at some point your team like switching roles more with pure? Like, would you be able to do that, like depending on the hero?
No, I don't think so. We will just like play. Every player will play his role, yeah, and his hero pool.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much.
And they'll all flex on us. And Nightfall, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us. Congratulations on your undefeated streak, and let's see if you can take down LGD tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Маргааш ээж идэлтэй. Маргааш 2 хожигдоогүй баг хоорондоо таарах юм.
Undefeated right now, right along with PSG LGD, both 4-0. I don't know if I can confidently say that I have a favorite between the 2. I feel like LGD has been playing consistently more creatively and cleaner, but Betboom, like every single time we doubt them, they just get stronger.
Yeah, they get there. I don't know. There's something about it. Like they always have the enemy team on the you lose one fight, you lose the game.
Yeah,
and
on the precipice.
That's something you think you see once, but when it happens like 5 times, there's something they're doing.
I think sometimes they make the game harder on themselves, like
because of the drafts.
Yes, not just the drafts, but there were some moments where like, there was one or two questionable mid-game decisions, but they usually just take one fight where they press their buttons better than the other team, and then they win off of that. So I feel like right now their mechanical skill is just superior to every other team's.
But LGD's team fight's pretty sick too,
Yeah.
so I think that's going to be a nice test for how, if Bet-Boom's strength is individual or if it's actually cohesion as well.
Yeah, that's why the drafts are going to play a very crucial role. Who can get actually the better draft, and hopefully Bet-Boom can improve on that. Try not to make the game so difficult for themselves.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see if it happens. For right now, though, I'm curious if we could see the journey that both these teams took to get to this undefeated score as we take a look at the standings and see what the opponents they faced off to end up at this 4-0 situation. So LGD,
Дөрөвнөөстэй 2 баг, 2-2-тэй 2 баг. Хийж хожвол дахиад 2-2-тэй болно.
Game and Gladiators. Day 3, they 2-1'd Evil Geniuses, and earlier today, they 2-0'd Talon. As for Bet-Boom 2-1'd Game and Gladiators, then they 2-1'd EG, then they 2-0'd Aster, and now they just 2-0'd Team Spirit. So I feel like they both also faced equal caliber opponents. No, well, I guess, I don't know if we're considering Aster to be free win territory right now, because they are 0-3, which is unfortunate, but we'll see their 4th series later, because they will be going up against Evil Geniuses, but yeah, even like looking at their past opponents, Effie, I feel like Bet-Boom and LGD are playing 2 different types of Dota, and I can't say which one is superior right now.
I mean, I can say that I think LGD's style of Dota is superior just because I feel like their ideas during drafting is a lot more solid. And you look at it and you're like, oh, I see what they were doing there, but sometimes, you know, you'll see
За өнөөдрийнхийг ингээд дуусгаад байгаа залуусаа. Оройны тоглолтыг харг болсон.
But I mean, overall, if you ask me for a favorite, I would say PSG.
Маргааш дахиад уулзцгаая. Bye.
Every day, honestly.
I mean, I do have to say skill can
Next
only
time,
get you so far if you don't have the right strategy.
Wait, say it again?
Skill can only get you so far if you don't have the right